Welcome, everyone,
to the stream.
Whoops, I just rewound the... What's up, guys? And I'm still echoey. Well, that's annoying. Anyways, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm Braythorn. And scuffed as usual. That's how things are going. But that's good. I was all like, oh, I'm going to play my favorite part of this one song. And, like, it's going to be great. And then, you know, life rarely works out the way we plan it to. And I feel like streaming is a really nice representation of that, honestly. It's like a distillation of that concept into performance art. Coggle, what's going on? Welcome. Hayden Hell Official, welcome. Happy to have you here. Sailor X, welcome. How's it going? Shadow Brine, what's up? Almost first. Sailor X was first, but yeah. You know what? All y'all are first in my heart. Hey, Bray, will you play Legend of Zelda Link to the Past this year? As of last Sunday, yes. I started playing it after I finished the Super Metroid randomizer. I started playing a Link to the Past randomizer because I finished earlier than I thought I would. So we're going to be continuing that on Sunday. On stream, on Twitch only, not on YouTube. Alistock, welcome. How's it going? Lando, what's up? Supersonic XE, welcome in. And Dozilla, how you doing? Andrew Beaver, how are you? Donut Farmer, hello. Hello there. And Kessel Goblin, how you doing? And Hayden just saw the new vid. Cool. I guess you guys know that. Who saw the video yesterday? If you did, you know what's happening tomorrow. It's gonna be good. This is something that's been in the making for a long time. Not to mention what's happening the following Friday. But, yeah. So, I mean, if anyone who's been watching the channel for, like, a long time, since, like, early times, you know I've talked about Build Redux for, you know, since way back when. They were one of the only SIs that could get GPUs at a certain point. And we never got one for review. So we finally have one, and it's being unboxed and tested tomorrow. Not watched it yet. No spoilers. Well, I'm not going to not announce it because you haven't watched the video, but sorry about that. Currently live chat with the shoe store. Get non-slip shoes. Okay, cool. That is a very minute detail, but the minutia is important, you know? Azula, what's going on? Thank you for dropping those LGNs. Angry Beaver, appreciate you as always. And Nicholas Suka says, hey, bro. How's it going? How are you? Sailor X, cool. We'll watch. Awesome. Sounds like fun. I mean, I love retro games, and randomizers take games you're really familiar with, and it mixes it up. It makes it a new experience, and that's like, I love that. I've been kind of hooked since I got into it. Nerf Water Gun says, what's up, bro? Been watching you since December. You helped me pick out a great pre-build. Awesome. Happy to hear it. Congrats. High Power Danny, hey, hope everyone had a great day. I hope you had a great day. You have another link for Discord because the one in your link tree isn't working. Check the description. Don't know why the one in link tree isn't working, but I'll check that out. Wait, what? Donut Farmer, why are you saying muting? I'm not muting. I'm not mute. I'm not muted. Drift Skyline says, yo, yo, yo. How's it going? Welcome. Not me? Why is it hard to find on slip? I have no idea. Did not know. I mean, I guess they don't really make work shoes for kids. That's like kid sizes. It's probably normal because of labor laws. Ventro, what's up? Welcome. Oh, spoilers. Okay. Hey, don't miss the stream tomorrow because you didn't want to hear spoilers. Okay, so I gotta say, it is. So there's a reason I would normally only stream twice a week. Content creation is a lot of work, and I have chronic fatigue syndrome. Basically, take the average person and give them an 80-hour work week, and that's what a 40-hour work week feels like for someone with chronic fatigue syndrome. And adding streaming to it is it's a lot. And since I added gaming streams, they're more, you know, it's more relaxed, I guess. I'm not doing as much critical thinking in terms of making sure people get good deals and stuff. But it's still being live and entertaining and doing that stuff. And then whenever I add to that a Friday unboxing and testing stream, that's a long week for me, along with other content stuff and meetings and stuff like that, editing, everything. But yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly, Hayden, the shoe industry, not really my specialty. I do mostly talk about computers. Not really familiar with the ins and outs of the old shoe industry. But, you know, watch the VODs anyway. When you end stream, it's like 6 a.m. Ooh, fair. But I do not have the money for a pre-built at the moment. I was solidifying on buying a pre-built from Build Redux as I was tempted from your videos talking about the company. Well, if you pay attention to the video, I basically say hold off until they make these changes, because there are some caveats. There's some things that they're pretty far behind on, but after having had a meeting with them and I pointed a lot of those things out, they were like, all right, we're going to get to work. We're going to get to fixing some of these things, and they are. You know, I don't like that certain CPUs lock you into a motherboard that doesn't make sense. Like, why get a K-SKU Intel processor and put it on a B-series motherboard? It makes zero sense. So, I mean, if you're building a new PC, upgrading to a K-SKU processor when you already have a B-series motherboard is okay. You still get the benefit of higher frequencies and more cores and whatnot. But if you're getting a new computer, it should be optimized in that way at least. And then, you know, slower memory specs, not being able to choose between DDR4 and DDR5 in certain builds. They've already fixed that, by the way, as I noted in the video. And the storage, God, the storage is so outdated. Like, you can't choose anything but a PCIe Gen 3 M.2 drive. That's the same ones that they've probably carried since Build Redux launched. So, yeah, that's a thing. You know, I point the stuff out, not to be a jerk, but like, no, that's not keeping up with your competition, like, at all. You need to make sure you're being competitive. Ben6357 missed the last stream, but hey, Bray and everybody else, no problem. Welcome. Glad to have you here now. What matters is the here and now. It is okay. I mean, look at it. Think of it this way, Ben. 33,000 subscribers, and we have 21 people in the stream. That's a lot of people missing the stream. You don't have to feel bad. Oh my God. Let me move this stupid window. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We usually do get up to like 50, 60 people in the stream though, so it's no biggie, but like, there's a lot of people who don't come to the streams because they don't need the individual help, or they don't, you know, they don't like live streams for some reason. I don't know. I personally don't I don't watch too many streams, but when I do, I really do enjoy it. It's just more of a time thing for me. It's like, it is the epitome of long form content. Drift the Skyline went from saying yo, yo, yo to yo. Hi. How are you? Also, I'm not sure if you're talking about a GTR, but those are supposed to be a little difficult to drift, considering, you know, the all-wheel drive system is amazing. So it likes grip. It tends to just grip. But, I mean, it's always a GTS and all that. Yes, it's an evolution. Okay. I feel like I'm a Pokemon. Oh, from the yo, yo, yo to yo. I see what you're saying. Okay. I get it now. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you. Jess Trains, welcome. I was hoping you were going to stream tonight. Did not see the reminder. Well, it's because I have to post a stream. I have to basically, every time I want to stream on YouTube, I pretty much have to post it like it's a video. It's very different from Twitch. Twitch, you can just go live whenever, just that, like that, whatever. You set your stream information, hit go live, you're done. YouTube, you need to have a thumbnail, a description. They've got their format, and they're sticking with it. Slowly learning more English as we speak. English is my first language, or it's not your first language. I imagine you're trying to say that English is not your first, and that's understandable. Technically, all of us are learning the language as we speak our whole lives. I stick around as long as my patience will allow me. I love the content and listening to you help people with PCs and talk about that stuff. But man, I feel like my brain can only be focused for so long. I get that. I totally get that. I would say I'm constantly pulled in various different directions, but it's me doing the pulling. So, no, it is sarcasm. Okay, gotcha. Hey Bray, do you think Nvidia's making a mistake? Yes, I've talked about Nvidia not making good enough mid-range cards, or like competitive mid-range cards, for a while now, since they launched them and the reviews came out. And it's not the problem with the cards. It's, well, yes, it is. I mean, like they could have, certain things could have been, certain corners that they cut would have pushed the performance, but also they just priced them too high. No such thing as bad GPUs, just bad prices. So they just priced them. The whole stack is too high. It just needs to all come down. And that was something they did with the super cards, basically. They brought the 4080 down by $200. Not really much of a bump in performance. Just brought the price down. And like the N4070 Ti Super is a bump in performance and VRAM without a big bump in price. Same with the 4070 and 4070 Super without the VRAM bump, just performance bump. It's like they're course correcting, but they might be coming out with 50 series in like Q3 or Q4 this year, so it's weird. But if you watch the video from yesterday, I have a whole segment on AMD talking about some of the rumors coming out about their stuff and how it might affect y'all's decisions to buy, knowing that they're going to be announcing stuff in a month and a half. And also that the rumors are that they're ignoring the high end for the next generation of Radeon GPUs. I think that's smart. I'm not happy about it, but it's a smart move because that's where most of the buyers are, in the budget and mid-range cards. Seriously, I even went in the video, I even went into the Steam hardware survey, things like that. So it's an interesting watch if you guys want to check that out. If you want to see how I feel about it. But I mean, I'm telling you, look at Intel. Like they didn't make a 4090. They didn't even try to make a 4080 killer, 4090 killer, none of that stuff. They aimed right where both AMD and Nvidia were ignoring, because remember the launch of the 7000 series Radeon cards. Remember that. What did they launch? 7900 XTX and 7900 XT. That's it. That's all they launched. A $900 and $1,000 card. A $900 card and a $1,000 card. To be on top of the charts. Like that's what they're obsessed with. And they ignore, in those launches, they ignore their customer base, their main customer base. We know that most people that buy AMD know that it's like they're getting more FPS per dollar. Like they know it's the value buy. It is. The value was not there when they launched those. It was really disappointing. How long did it take for the 7800 XT to come out? 7700 XT. Forever. It took a long time. Crashed? Nope. Just been chatting. Jasmine, welcome. Christopoulos. I'm new to your channel and I'm interested in getting a well-rounded CPU. Just a CPU, huh? Just the processor? Or are you talking about the full PC? Well, Christopoulos, if that's something that you're interested in, check the description. There's a form you can fill out. Looks a little something like this when you click the link. Oh, it doesn't look like that. Here, it looks like this. Which I did go in and do a little work on that. You go in and you fill out your stuff, and then I get this. I get this information here so that you're in line, and I can go through and help people out in the order that they sent in their forms, and it's all free. So be sure to go do that if you're looking for help, because just a little bit of information you gave me there, I would still be guessing as to what was right for you. Supersonic, yeah, drop me a follow on Twitch. Then I see you there. I see you there. Thanks for coming in. I basically keep gaming stuff off of the YouTube channel because it never worked out for me. It's a really competitive niche. Gaming on YouTube is super competitive and crowded, and I'm like, nah. I've got my own niche. I'm good. So I do my gaming stuff on Twitch pretty much. Bro, you got some beautiful eyes, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. The better to see you with, chat. I was going to say, produce products for the PC middle class. Yeah. Araxinus, welcome. Is the RTX 4060 worth it? Well, Drift the Skyline, that thing that popped out, that Angry Beaver put form right there, and then Stream Elements popped out a link. That's the link to fill this out here. It's going to be worth it for some and not worth it for others. I don't know which one you are until you fill out the form. See, Christopoulos, I'm not just telling you, and I'm not just telling YouTube chat. Of course, it's a little easier for YouTube chat because y'all have the description that's right there, and it says right there, if you're looking for help, please click the link. With Twitch, they have to wait for the thing to pop up. Samantha One says, hello, sir, how are you today? I am fine, thank you. How are you? Nate's Gaming, what's going on? Welcome. How are you? 2 to max. I got that second part now. I got that second part. Very cool. Very extreme. Anyone know what the best version of BioShock 2 to get on Steam? I never played BioShock, so I don't know. I still want them to compete at high end, though. Well, Nemus Tech, that's what I was saying. I'm not happy about it, but I acknowledge it's a very smart move business-wise. Like, they've been creeping up in their market share. If they really, like, bully NVIDIA, if they do what they totally could do, if they focus all their R&D on mid-range and budget GPUs to offer the most, like, obvious choice, price to performance, value, all that stuff, NVIDIA's got nothing right now other than their 30 series. Now, I'm not saying nothing, because you can grab a 4060 Ti and you'll objectively be fine. But people are becoming, your average buyers becoming more and more shrewd with their choices. And AMD plays their cards right. They're who I'm going to be recommending in that budget range. And that is most buyers. Most. If you look at the resolutions being played at on the Steam hardware survey, it's like 3% are gaming in 4K. The rest are at 1080p and 1440p. 3 or 4%. And that's all NVIDIA cares about. So AMD's like, yeah, you can have them. They take care of them. You're doing great. Listen, buddy. Nice leather jacket. You're doing super awesome with your really expensive cards. We're going to go ahead and not do that. And we're going to do this instead. So, yeah, it makes total sense to me. What's up, Cherokee Vapors? How's it going? Filled it out, don't worry. Awesome. Glad to hear it. BioShock, the collection comes with all DLCs and all 3 games, says Sonic. iSonic XE. So that's for you there, Crash. I mean, it's going to be more expensive that way, but there you go. NVIDIA's really into AI money right now, so I don't think budget is on their mind. I mean, here's the thing. They don't need to make money with GPUs. They are printing money with their AI business. It's seriously just like the touch of Midas whenever Jensen says AI. It just, money happens. They could take back, they could take back the mid-range. They could basically help out every gamer in the world with all the money they're making. I don't think people understand how big NVIDIA is. Take AMD, take Intel, put them together, not even close to the size of NVIDIA in the market. Like in the world economy, okay? NVIDIA is a massive company. One of the biggest tech companies in the world. And again, both Intel and AMD put together don't come close. So if they decided that they really wanted to, look at 30 series, look at 30 series. Oh my God, the 3080 was going to be nuts. Price to performance, it was going to be unbeatable. And then what happened? Freaking crypto and shortages, and worldwide shortages and the pandemic. And what did that teach NVIDIA? That we will pay anything for their product. So they can charge anything for their product. And now they do. It was seriously a sequence of it was just a sequence of unfortunate events that led to it. It really did. Love to watch you play BioShock, Bray. I think it would be a fun time. I feel like any game that you like, when you like watching someone, you would like to watch them play it, but I never got into BioShock. I even played one of the first game, and I was just like, it's kind of that same feeling where it's like, I don't like horror movies really. And you know, there's the horror geek out there, and he comes into chat now and then. He's a good guy and good friend. And I hate to say it, but I don't like horror movies. I like him. He's great. But don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that I don't like horror movies. I just grew up just not being comfortable with them. And I don't like being uncomfortable in my leisure time. I like enjoying myself. And games like that can sometimes make me feel that way. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go play, some retro games, have a good time. You know what I mean? And I'm not ashamed to say it either. I mean, it's an aspect of who I am. I was making about 100K a year and got a job at NVIDIA for 230K plus, like 70K in shares. Definitely a big company. Oh, they can destroy anything with money. They will crush you with their wallet. 100%. So this move from AMD, it sort of smacks of the sense of like, all right, you know what? You guys win when it comes to the really high-end stuff. Sure. We're going to go ahead and refresh our current high-end stuff. You noticed we didn't go after your precious 4090, right? You see that? Look, it's still on top of the charts up there. Look at that. Look at that delta. Wow. That sure is amazing for $2,000. We're going to refresh our stuff. That's that. And then for the next generation, we're just going to go mid-range and entry level. And I think that's makes all of the sense in the world, because NVIDIA has a reputation to maintain, and they can go ahead and do that. Why care for your majority customer base when you can just focus on the minority? Makes no sense at all. Honestly, I'm just glad that NVIDIA is still into the consumer space at all. Igor, what's going on? Thanks for the 2 gifted subs for the community. I appreciate you. That's a gifted tier 1 sub for G-Code 225 and Brown God. Thank you. Thank you very much. Here, give me one of those.
Let's go, nerds.
There it is. And one of these. Thanks, buddy. And this too. Whoa. Wait, I didn't do it. There you go. How you doing? How's it going? Every time the weather is like changing, my skin just dries out. It's really annoying, and I'm sorry about that. Hope it's not too off-putting for you. Intel's gonna be hitting some home runs in the next 2 years. They sure are. Oh yeah, do not, like Battle Mage, we just saw the preview with Alchemist. That was the preview. That was them just cracking their knuckles. I mean, there's a lot of power over there in NVIDIA. They know what the hell they're doing. They got some real talent from other companies and brought it in, and we're like, hey, now we got graphics, now we got drivers, and now here's version 2. Let's go. So I'm really excited to see where that's going. 82 gifts is great. Yes, I mean, Igor is crazy. Igor is awesome. Stop by to show some love. Back to work. You have a wonderful evening at work, my friend, and stay safe. Thank you for coming in, as always. What's going on in YouTube chat? Hey, Bray, have you seen the new Fallout TV show yet? Sorry, Jasmine, I hadn't seen that until just... I mean, I didn't see your comment until just now, but I saw that it came out, but I haven't had the time to watch it yet. Generally, when Ari and I have some downtime, we'll watch YouTube mostly, or we watch anime. We don't really get into too many shows. I've let my Netflix like lapse, actually. I just like, I hadn't been watching. It's crazy because I've had Netflix since they were mailing discs out to everybody. I've seriously had it since then. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. What's up, Mike? How's it going? Mike992. Ghost says, it's me, Drift the Skyline. Just switch to YouTube. Should I switch back? You go on whichever platform you want. Be on both, actually, if you like. If you're on a device that can have multiple tabs open, why not? Just mute the one you're not actively watching. On YouTube, you can watch in 4K. On Twitch, it's 1080p, but it's more synced. It's better synchronized. YouTube has more lag. Have they patched the BioShock collection yet, though? Patched it in what way? Steve says, what? No horror movies for Bray? Nope. Since I was a kid. And it's actually, I mean, there's a reason behind it, but like, it's not a happy one, so I don't really go into it. It's not that scary, Bray, just a little bit of thriller. I like suspense, and I'm fine with that. But I just never got into it. And sometimes it's not because something's bad. Just because one person doesn't prefer something or get into it doesn't mean they think it's bad. It's just not my cup of tea, basically. A real good game for relaxing play is The Long Dark. That sounds like you're being facetious there, I think. Or just you're pulling my leg. And again, it's not about it being scary. I'm too scared. It's just discomfort. Like, you know, even people who handle jump scares well, things like that, you'll still get certain juices pumping in the brain, things like that. I don't enjoy that feeling. I like a roller coaster now. You know, I like roller coasters. I like things like that. I like certain suspense movies. There are some horror movies that I do think are good ones. But like, I'm just not partial to spending my time watching that stuff, and because I don't like being uncomfortable in my downtime. That's just me. You know? That's how I am. Is Bray just being silly? Maybe. I don't know. I watched tons of your vids when I started building my PC. Thank you so much. Well, Super Crazy 13. I'm happy to hear that. I don't do much stuff when it comes to DIY, but I have done, you know, PC build streams, things like that. I hope that helped. There are more DIY centric. Oh, there's an ad break, so they probably can't hear me. Need to pay attention to what you guys are looking at because I'm clueless. What are we talking about? He's looking at YouTube chat. Yeah, I was looking at YouTube chat. Aside from gaming aspects, are you excited for quantum computers? Absolutely and absolutely not. I am because I can't wait to see what they can do. I'm not because I can't fathom the technology. I mean, I do have a minor grasp on quantum physics, like I just out of an interest, like a side interest kind of thing. But it's more like I consume content based on it, not any kind of study or research. Like I'm just not And there are a few things that I can make any claim to knowing and being knowledgeable in. I feel like when we reach that point, I'm going to fall behind if I'm not careful. So, but then again, I couldn't like run a lithography machine. I can't make silicon wafers. So I'm probably okay, and we're all probably okay. It's gonna be, this cost this much gives you this performance, right? That's what it's gonna be. So I'll stay in that range. And if anything, I'll just shoot a DM to Dr. Ian Cuttress and be like, please help me, I'm lost. Man, that interview was so cool though. He's just such a genuinely cool dude. And he's one of the only people from episode 100 where I had the interviews with all the people from LTX. He's one of the only people who reached out afterwards and said, hey, that was a great interview. And that was a good time. Great video. And he even gave me a tip on the thumbnail because I'd put everybody's faces in the thumbnail. And he was like, hey, just to let you know, as far as I understand, YouTube doesn't like more than 3 faces in a thumbnail. I was like, oh, okay. So I just made it me, Paul, and Jay, which I guess that's kind of messed up that I didn't put Dr. Ian Cuttress on there, but it was me, Paul, and Jay on there. And I was like, now that I think about it, I hope that didn't bother him. Anyway, that was an intimidating interview, and I rarely feel that way at this point. I did with Jay, was super nervous, but when I first talked to him, but then the interview didn't happen until I talked to him for like a while, the day before. So I was pretty comfortable with him. I was super nervous for my interview with Paul because I did not get any time with Paul before we did that. Just like a really brief conversation, and then we dived into it because he had stuff to do. But even though I had gone out to dinner with Adam from PC World and Dr. Ian, I don't know if it was the night before or earlier during LTX, and we had hung out, had amazing pizza and a few beers, and laughed and joked about everything. When he was in his element and getting into talking about silicon and the future of it and this and that, I had to be aware that this was someone who was vastly more knowledgeable than me. And I mean, in a way, at a depth that I'm never going to seek out for myself. I'm not seeking to be a consultant for silicon companies, for chip fabs and chip designers. Like, that's what he does. But I said, no, you have some knowledge that I'm sure would help my audience who's more on the surface of PC stuff and how that stuff can affect that market, and that's what we talked about. It was great. Regularly, RCA, welcome. Good evening. I have a couple of Netflix discs in my movie collections. It's super crazy. Wow, yeah. I don't like being scared either. I'd like to think, oh wow, yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Came into a Falcon's Flight roller coaster gets opened in 2 years. I don't know where that is. Wait, is that Falcon Northwest? Kelt, are you making a roller coaster now? I could see that being a thing, 100%. Paul feels like a guy that likes to kick back with some beers and talk about chess or bowling. The thing is, listen, you see his gaze, like his eyes looking through the camera, right? And he's just like casual, but he actually has a piercing gaze, a piercing stare when he's looking at you. And I don't think he knows that. He's one of those people when you're talking to him, he is looking at you. And I love that. That's great. But he has those like eyebrows and eyes where it's just like, and like, hey, hi, I like computer too. We both like computer. Okay, girlfriend are the same way. What's the most recent anime you guys watched? Probably Apothecary Diaries. Super good. Very, very good. Roku has the best stuff. Well, Roku isn't a subscription service. It's more of a platform, I think, but like kind of the way Amazon Fire Sticks and stuff like that. Like, it's the smart TV software, but it does have all the smart apps. So like, it does have a lot of good stuff for sure. I guess they probably have their own subscription service too. I don't know. Collection had crashes and a few glitches. Oh, that's unfortunate. First, hey. Second, having followed you for months, I pulled the trigger on a Falcon Northwest. Expensive, yes. Customer support over the top. Dean, I'm using one right now. It is amazing. And I was just talking about Falcon Northwest. I hope that I haven't talked to Kelton a bit, and I need to reach out to him and see if maybe there's some kind of NDA I could sign to, because I am just desperate to know what's happening with AMD right now. But anyways, I just want to reach out and see how he's doing too, how everything's going over there. We were talking about doing a 14900 KS system. I'm glad we didn't do that. I'm glad we didn't use our... I mean, if anyone can eke out the most performance out of 14900 KS, the team over at Falcon Northwest will know how to do it for sure. But I would rather probably look for something on the new AMD platform. But I think the next thing that we're going to do, if he still wants to do anything with me, I don't know. I hope so. He seems to. He seems to want to. I want to do the frag box. The frag box or the Tiki, but I think the frag box more likely, because I could pack that thing up and take it with me to things. Take it with me to CES, Computex, things like that, to have an editing machine, like with zero compromise. I really want to see what AMD does with their, I guess, 9000 series. They do really make for great content creation CPUs. So I'm really excited about that, and I want to see how that goes. Yeah, like a cat right into your soul. Absolutely. What's up, Kenneth? How's it going? It's in Saudi Arabia, going to be world's fastest 157 miles per hour and longest 13,000 foot roller coaster. They give you goggles with that? Awesomatic. Sup, Meshalicious is a great case for a full build to take with you. What's up, Austin? How's it going? Okay, so you run a system integrator company. I want an SI to make systems that fit into the Pelican Air carry-on, the rolling carry-on. I want that. Monitor in the lid, all that stuff. That's what I want. Put some rubber things there to absorb him, because, you know, when you're rolling that thing through the airport parking lot, it's like... So it needs some shock absorption, supports. That's what I want. Done deal, we can do that. Oh, let me know. I'm down. That a mobile editing rig? Hell yeah. Liquid House did one for Microsoft. Nice. Well, Liquid House probably didn't do what I have in mind, but I don't think that we should do what I have in mind. What I had in mind was the editor, Mr. Cuddles, editor for the channel, or the main editor. I also do editing too, but the main editor for the channel, Mr. Cuddles, it does industrial design, and I'd asked him to start designing a 3-monitor hinge system so they can like fold out, because portable monitors are amazing now. But like I was actually going to be doing that with Asus before Deb left Asus, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that would be super cool. That would be cool. The only thing, Austin, is I don't think it would be super beneficial for you guys to do that. Super beneficial for me, absolutely, but for you guys, that's not going to be your core customer. Like, that's not your demographic, really, you know. But I mean, I know like Puget Systems focuses on content creation and things like that, but do they make mobile rigs like that? I don't think so. That would be awesome. Not for us to resell, but a custom case and one-off. We are all for that. It would be a good way to show what you guys can do custom. That's for sure. I don't understand much of the tech terms, so I basically draw a blank when some parts are mentioned, as I'm not really sure what is considered to be good or decent. Well, keep watching. You'll get more comfortable with it as time goes on. Don't fret, buddy. My friend's the same way. He likes his sleep too much to lose it. Steve, very true. I consume Bray Tent. I see what you went for there. I'm not sure it worked, but I'm going to give you credit for that anyway, Crash. Wicked Insanity, what's up? Welcome. How are you? Nick, Free Reign is probably the best new show I've watched in years. Not sure if you've seen that one yet. I love fantasy, like high fantasy anime, stuff like that. Ari, not so much. And generally, I only have time to watch with her, so we watch other stuff. But I've been wanting to watch Free Reign because I really like the premise of it being after the whole adventure and saving the whole kingdom and all that. What happens to the heroes afterwards? I like that concept. Braythorn, you don't like Falcon Northwest Tiki? I love the Falcon Northwest Tiki, and that's what Roby uses when he travels, is a Tiki. But I don't know. Something about the frag box, it just seems like it would be easier for me to like crack it open, add storage, do things like that. You know, and that's kind of critical when it comes to any kind of content creation system. You do need to be able to get in there and work with your storage and stuff, in my opinion. You have the best information watching this stream. Promise you that. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate you. What's going on? Really enjoy the content. Very educational. Thank you, Dark Hour 717. Appreciate it. What's up, Lapta? How's it going? I'll give you your 13 bars of gold press latinum for a one-off. Solo leveling is great too. Erasable. I've been wanting to watch that one. Heard the manga was really good. I just definitely don't have time for reading if I don't have that much time to watch. But yeah, Craig, and welcome. How's it going? But yeah, I've heard solo leveling is really good. I think we have a deal. Fragbox fits a 4090. Araxinus, too true. There you go. Whereas the cool thing about the Tiki is the whole fact that they helped develop the ProArt 4080 and 4080 Super. The cooling, they helped develop the cooling solution for that, which is like, when I say that SIs are critical to the industry, there's an example right there. Fallout, you excited? I haven't watched it yet. I would like to watch it, but yeah. We're probably going to watch that one. Pacer Prods, no, he does not. I have a merch store, and that is in the description. You can go get some merch. There you go. That's probably better. I'm okay. Ended up finding a decent laptop for the home. Yes. I'm older. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, congrats on finding a laptop. Celebrate that I'm a small YouTuber, and I wanted to ask if Alien PCs, you mean Alienware? No, don't go with Alienware. Not Alienware, not a Dell. No. Dell Alienware are way too proprietary, too hard to fix, too hard to upgrade. All of that. Impossible, actually, but yeah, to upgrade. Yo, thank you, Anton, for reminding everyone that on YouTube, you can drop a like for the stream. It is much appreciated if you do so. Please do. Bald-headed man in purple suit stopped in airport for suspicious rolling case with a PC in it. Well, we just probably can't, you know, do a custom loop. That would look very suspicious. Mr. Gatesing, thank you for answering that question, though. I do appreciate it. Thanks to content. Looking forward to pre-built, rebuilt. Me too. Guess what? The system should be here in 3 or 4 days, and we're going to be unboxing it next Friday. The pre-built, rebuilt base system is real, baby. It's happening. It is happening. So excited. We're working a fun project from Bulgaria on the next week. Can't wait to share. Okay. I won't ask for spoilers, but that's exciting. And let me know if you do want to. We should definitely do a review unit. But Austin, don't go anywhere. I have a question for you. I want to double check this because I've sent you know how I do this. I find someone who seems like they're right for viral. I send them over to viral, right? And we set up a system. And I've had them requesting specific hardware that isn't on the site. Like for some reason, I noticed you guys didn't have the 7800X 3D as a CPU. I thought that must be a mistake or something. So I would just have people request it. All Gen 5 M.2 are hitting the site. Okay. Gen 5 though. I'm not personally too sold on Gen 5, but if you're going that route, I can't blame you. And there's a 7800X 3D. Awesome. Glad to see it. Very nice. Okay. Well, I'll you know, I'll hit you up with the things that I'm talking about where it's like, hey, is this going to get updated? Like the RAM and the storage, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I'll hit you up on that separately. Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, here, I'm doing this and not showing you guys. I apologize for that. So yeah, like the DDR5 6000 for Ryzen 7000. Also, whether it's Expo or not, it's kind of hard to tell based on that. But DDR5 6000 Expo is usually ideal for that. But yes, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. I love to see that. Heck yeah. Wait. NV2. Is that supposed to be M.2, or are they that? Because the NV2 is the 3500. Is that what you mean? Because I'm sure I feel like you meant M.2, not NV2, but I get what you're saying. Because the NV2 is what the Kingston NV2 is, that's the model of that one, that part of their lineup, I guess. Okay, cool. I honestly I don't know why I'm doing this live. Like, I prefer to do this just one-on-one, but yeah, I mean, if I'm browsing through, I would be saying the same thing anyway if I'm helping someone with a PC, which is like, you know. Okay, stop it. I'm probably zoomed in too much. Yeah, I was like zoomed into like 175%. There. It's not that crowded, guys. It looks fine. Looks good. I zoom in so it's easier for y'all to see, but then it probably looks like it's kind of crazy. It's not. But all right. Neat. I'm happy to see it. I'm really happy to see it. More of a G6900T man myself. What's up, Lopta? Take a few. Araxnus, I imagine it's going to be various brands, and it's not unusual for a system integrator to not specify what brand they're going to be using. This is already a big change over what they had before. I'm not going to nitpick on that. Kiddo Cat, welcome. Kiddo Duck Cat, excuse me. Tata Tech, what's up? Sometime when we aren't doing people's builds, could you help me figure out how I can upgrade the GPU in the iBuyPower CL element? Got the water place thanks to you, but now I want to upgrade to 4K RTX series. Well, that would be the problem with that PC, is that you can't just upgrade the GPU. You can talk to iBuyPower about that. They probably have a newer GPU, but you'd have to get it directly from them, because that's their water block. That's their cards. Like, they're not their, it's NVIDIA or whatever, but it's their own water blocks that are designed to place the inlet and outlet exactly where they need to be. So for the Element CL, you do need to talk to iBuyPower directly. A downside of that system, for sure. Clutch Computers, welcome. How are you? Appreciate more than respect the feedback. We changed it. Awesome. That's great. That kind of flexibility is just really nice to have. Love to see that. Over in YouTube chat, let's see. Yeah, I think you really like Freerun. Just feel like it would be your vibe. It's a very chill show compared to any other fantasy. Now, to be clear, I do like hype stuff too. I do like getting into, you know, getting really into it and everything. But I mean, tournament arc, dark tournament arc, anyone? Yeah. But then again, this dark tournament arc was amazing for character development too. So Wicked Insanity used to build my own PCs. I believe, I feel like you've talked about that before, like a while back. But yeah, there's a lot of people who have built PCs who are just like, I would rather just get it built for me now. Thanks. Been there, done that. It ain't that crazy. Is a pre-built rebuilt system white? Crash? No, it is not. You know why? Because it needs to be something that a lot of people will be able to follow. Like, it's going to be similar to a lot of systems people have bought. That's how it needs to be. That's, you know, that's there's reasoning behind the system that was chosen, but it is a cool new case from them, so that's cool. Kiddo to Cat, it is coming up. Just some extra stuff happened here, which was delightful. But okay, y'all know what you need to do, right? For those of you in chat who are on the list and are hoping to get some help tonight, you filled out your form already. Maybe you've been here for a previous stream and you're still waiting. If you're here, you need to look right here. The name, that's how it's spelled, okay? Go make a chat message, type out my name. If it helps, you can put @ and then start typing my name. It should fill out the rest for you. And then put space. I'm on the list. Brayathorn, I'm on the list. That will highlight my name in chat, so I'll know everyone who is on the list, and I can go in and highlight y'all in the spreadsheet. Is anybody still highlighted from last time? Yeah. Wonder what happened to Ed Mizek. I was really hoping to help them out, but they were not around when that happened. Carlos, Skytech or NZXT for pre-build? You know there are dozens of companies, right? Just fill out the form, Carlos, and I'll be able to help you out, okay? I feel like I missed a whole conversation over in YouTube chat, and I apologize for that. Lapta, thank you for, again, letting me know that you're not on the list. I appreciate that. Braithorn, I'm on the list. Talk to my dad, and we'll be getting a PC this week. Oh, cool. Exciting. All right. Favorite Yu Yu Hakusho character? All right. Don't hate this answer. It has to be Yusuke. What a well-written protagonist. Like 100%. And if his personality wasn't what it was, if he wasn't the character that he is, the story would not have been the same. It wouldn't have even happened. Like that's, it really was, it carried the whole thing. It's close though. That show is full of great characters. But the development of Yusuke, the character development of Yusuke, the character arcs, all that stuff, really cool. Okay, so we have some people coming in, saying they're on the list. Braithorn, Skytech has a couple of desktops, brand new, dirt cheap on the website for $399 clearance, says S550 Mustang. Sure. Most people don't ask me for something like that, though. Most people coming in are going to be around $800-900 or higher, essentially. And there are going to be caveats to those systems. I think I recommended one to somebody last week. SSA will always prefer Hunter x Hunter. That's fine. Hunter x Hunter... So, Yu Yu Hakusho suffers from, I mean, he didn't know where he was taking the story yet when he first started it. And it wasn't started off as like, this is going to be a shonen battle anime. And he's a spirit detective, not a spirit warrior, right? But that's what it turned into. And when it came to Hunter, he knew what he wanted. He knew what he was going to do, what he was good at. So... it really just benefits from it. What is a YYH? Yu Yu Hakusho. It's an anime. That's the guy right there, back there. Wonder if I can get it to focus on that. Probably not. I mean, I could move my monitor, get to the screen here, and then I'm not going to do that. Wonder if an SI ever made a Bioshock themed PC. Bioshock is at this point a pretty old franchise, so probably, but before a lot of the really interesting stuff people have been doing in the last couple of years. Only show with better character development is SAO, obviously. I mean, obviously, clearly. So really, there's only one person in Twitch chat that's on the list. Only one person? Not on the list, sadly still waiting on Micro Center to open. I mean, yeah, if you tried to get on the list, I would say no, wait for Micro Center, because you're so excited about it, you would regret getting it before that. Besides, as far as you told me, you're not ready to buy it anyways, because you're trying to like save up for it. So I'm gonna eat breakfast. All right, Kato the Cat, sure. I'm late 20 and watch different battle anime. I could never get into Yu Yu Hakusho. You have to get through like the first season. the first half of the first season. It's, I mean, look at One Piece. One Piece can be hard to get into. It really can. But once it gets going, oh man, hold on. Like, hold on to your seats. It gets crazy. But there like the East Blue, you gotta get through all that, and it's a whole story, and it's just like the prequel for the rest of the whole series. It's crazy. Bray's bold head is inspiring. It's bold too. Nice. Dan says Luffy. Yeah. Post training makes it better. Yeah, absolutely. For One Piece, I'm waiting for the Netflix remake. I mean, the anime is good. And honestly, one thing that One Piece does is that you watch the filler episodes, at least in East Blue, because it does mean something to the rest of the story. Like, you're not watching episodes that you could skip and not miss anything. Like, I tried going through the original Naruto series. So much filler. Every episode, 6 different flashbacks. Like, bro, come on. That was last episode. We know. And then they do a flashback to what happened earlier in the episode. It's like they were really, really trying to stretch the time of these episodes, the runtime. Okay, looking at who's here. Let's do that. I hope Ed comes back. I'm really bad about that. All righty then. Let's see who's here. I lost count after 1,000 episodes. I've grown up. What's up, Erasable, by the way? How are you? And Ruruchu, how are you? One Piece got lots of fillers too. Yeah, but the fillers can be meaningful though. The meaningful stuff can happen in the fillers. Not all of them, but do you like Ice 9 Kills Bray? What is that? I don't know what that is. Yu Yu Hakusho is too slow for me. I give up after episode 5. You were getting, it was like on the cusp of getting really good. I hope you know that. It's like 6 or 7 episodes in, it starts grabbing you. One Piece, you have to get to Arlong and you'll be good to go. That's a lot of episodes. That's like, what, 60 episodes to get there? 50 episodes? I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe it's 40. That's a lot of episodes. Okay, all right. I love talking about this stuff, but Craig says the band, a metal band. I guess I don't. See, the thing is, I don't listen to a lot of metal. I like it. It's fine, but it's not when I go to listen to music. It's not what I go for. And besides which, a lot of what I do is just listening to stuff I already know. I don't have the radio. I don't play the radio or anything like that. I mean, do you guys do that? Does anybody do that still? Is the radio still a thing? It is, right? I mean, I'm old-fashioned, but like, I'm also like caught up on tech stuff, you know, so I don't know. So let's see. Okay. There you are. Okay. Nate's Gaming. And Ben. Okay, back on the second. All right. And Pacer. All right. Okay. Pacer. Okay. You have either you haven't filled out your form, Pacer Prods, or you filled it out incorrectly. The reason I ask you to use your display, your handle, your Twitch or YouTube handle or username, is because I need to be able to search it based on what I see in chat. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did sort of renovate the form here, and I even put pictures of, hey, this is what I mean. Twitch handle, point at the name. YouTube handle, point at the name. So I was working my way through the list, Ozilla. You were the next one I was going to mention. You okay over there? We're getting there. I'm just pointing out someone who, yes, I see you right here. I was pointing out someone who says they're on the list, but they appear to not be on the list because they didn't fill out the form properly. So Pacer Prods, what name did you put in here instead of your actual YouTube chat name there, Pacer Prods? Yeah, if you look at chat, if you scroll up on chat, Dozilla, you were right after Pacer Prods. So please have a little bit of patience with me, okay? I'm trying to work my way through this. I got you. You're there. You are there. And Kiddo the Cat is there over on Twitch chat. Let's see here. If I can type. There we go. Wait, in Singapore? I have no idea what to do with that. Oh boy. I have no idea what to do with that. I've never had someone from Singapore come in. Oh boy. After the rule of threes, if you can get into an anime, it's just not for you, to be honest. Yeah. The rule of three is more for modern anime in my mind. Because I mean, if you're talking about an older anime, they were produced differently. They weren't being shrewd about like making sure people could see, like they could hook people in the first episode or first 3 episodes. You know, it was just a lot more. A lot of it was, I don't know, it was older stuff. Did Braithorn freeze, or is my computer okay? Did I freeze for anybody else? I'm just making sure you saw is all. Would you watch Wednesday, Bray? Probably not. Okay, I'm not frozen. So Lapta, it sounds like it's you. Yeah, I probably not. I mean, I like old Addams Family stuff. I like the, you know, the old movies and stuff like that, but I just don't have much time for watching stuff. And when I do, it's usually YouTube or anime, as I was mentioning earlier. Oh snap, did I miss it? I put my phone down. Did you miss what? No, I'm just getting... Okay. I'm trying to see if Pacer Prods... Pacer Prods! Are you there? I have mentioned your name several times, and you are not on the list. Hello? Yeah, I don't see... Don't see anything like that. Not even close. Toaster, what's going on? How's it going? Welcome, buddy. Black Lagoon did it deliberately. 3 episode stories. Sure. Black Lagoon's a lot more contemporary, though, than Yu Yu Hakusho. Not a lot more, but it is more contemporary. Also, Yu Yu Hakusho went for what? 3 seasons? 4 seasons? Whereas in Black Lagoon, you had, what, 26 episodes? 2 seasons? They had to fit more story into fewer episodes, so it's going to be more compelling, and the pace is going to be a lot quicker. All right, the cheater is not. I don't think this is the first time you've done this. I called out for everyone to type Braithorn, I'm on the list if you're on the list. It's just by chance that I saw your chat there. But sure thing. And when you said that last time, I called out for you when your turn came up and you weren't here. I understand things come up. Guys, if you're waiting for help and you need to go, please let me know that you're going. so I can unhighlight your name, and I'm not here calling out for you for 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes. Okay? Yu Yu Hakusho, 4 seasons and 19 manga. It's just, it's not produced the same way as more contemporary anime. That's just the way it is. I'm not the only one that says it's one of the greatest anime of all time. That has the best, the blueprint of a tournament arc came from Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, it is amazing and one of my top 5 of all time. So, because a lot of people say that, you might want to give it a shot. Like, sit through it. Really give it a shot. You ain't gotta leave, Lofta. You good? Yeah, sorry about that. I'll be here for a little. Well, I'm going to be here for longer than that. But as it stands, you are one of the earlier people. You're the earliest person so far. So you'd be first. So please stick around. Okay. So apparently Pacer Prods does not know I'm talking to them. You see how long this is taking? Pacer Prods, your name is not on the list. What's the deal? Oh, great. Well, for those of you who came back and watched the VOD, I hope you enjoyed the last 10 minutes of me trying to talk 10 minutes of me trying to talk to one person. Sorry about that. I guess we'll just continue on. Must see Roberta the Maid. Yep. I do like Black Lagoon. It is very good. You need an assistant / bouncer. I need a pizza. That's what I need. My bad. Can you or someone type that anime by name? Not sure if I know it. Which one? I think I typed it correctly. All right, you know what? We're going to jump in. We're going to help out the cheater right now. All right, cheater, what is your actual full budget? What's the actual budget for the system? Because it's 4,000 or more. So what is the or more? Looks like you got a lot of stuff here you want to do with it. Oh, Ruchu said I need to watch Made in Abyss. You don't need to. Need is used incorrectly, I think, in that sentence. I was warned about that anime, so I didn't watch it. It's supposed to be very emotionally difficult to watch. Kiddo to Cat, I'm glad you're back. I wanted to bring up your form here because I don't think I've ever helped anyone in Singapore, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what system integrators are there, what's available to you, how you shop for things. That is completely unknown to me, unfortunately. I have a long, this whole list of system integrators that I have, there's even some missing from there. I'm very familiar with them. I know what they have. I know what to recommend. I would have no idea what to do for purchasing a PC in Singapore. Okay. All right. Okay. That's the wrong one. Don't do that. London Boy, thank you for the Prime sub. What's up, buddy? How are you? It's been a minute. Welcome back. How are you? I hope you're well. I don't know. I already watched ReZero and To Your Eternity, Berserk Monster. I'm an anime old guy. Anime fans now do not know how good they have it. All right. They don't know what it's like to be at Blockbuster Video looking through the same 6 different anime films that are available, and that's all that you have. There was no, you didn't yet have anything on TV for it in America. There was no Toonami. There was no streaming there were no streaming services. My Blockbuster only had Akira. That's the only one you had? Oh. My Blockbuster only... Yeah, non-stop work grind, 50-hour weeks. I feel you. I do feel you. 7-part YouTube episodes. That's 7 episodes. Okay, so this build is with purpose here, of course. They all are. And the purpose is for gaming, and specifically pro gaming / esports, streaming, content creation / video editing. But we're not really limited here in what we can do. Let's see what you chose for some of the companies you could look at. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, okay. No, this is not how that works. If you're interested in a particular system integrator, you name that company. I have to show this? Yes, I do. Are you interested in getting your PC from a specific company? If so, please list below. I guess I put list, and you did make a list, but then I said, using the text field to enter anything other than a company name invalidates your form submission. Chat, should I invalidate it or not? I'm not going to do that. But I don't need all this in here. And it also doesn't help to name 4 different companies. It doesn't narrow it down for me. But okay, sure thing. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, and you need to not get mad at me, okay? And Kelt, do not get mad at me. As a content creator, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that the Talon is the best choice here. It's kind of limited in what you can do for storage options, and because I like to have... I came from having an O11 XL, where I could put 4 hot swappable SATA hard drives of large capacity. And I would use that and SATA drives. I would use that. And switching to the Falcon Northwest system meant, oh, okay, like 1 hard drive and like a SATA drive. Okay, it's a much tighter, smaller case. It is not the best case for a content creation machine. And I hate to say that because it's awesome. Also, when you get it, if you get it with a 4090, it usually comes with a fan on the rear where all your other PCIe slots are. I had to remove that in order to put capture card, other things in there. So, love Falcon Northwest. They make some of the best PCs in the world. But I don't think, unless they come out with a larger tower, I don't think that it's really the best option for the average content creator or anyone really getting into it. Talon are decent, but is a king for VP servers. What? Gesso Goblin, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub. I appreciate you. Oh, Hype Train. How did a Hype Train happen? Did I miss something? Oh, I don't know that we're going to necessarily get another raid from that. I don't know about that. Here, I'll turn this off just in case. But I'm not going to assume. Zach is awesome, though. And generally one of my favorite tech content creators. Like, I'll be swiping through YouTube Shorts. I always stop for his. And it's not me being like fanboy. They're genuinely interesting. Sorry again for not reading it. It's okay. I'm just giving you a hard time. It's all right. Remember this, okay? Remember this. On the form, what does it say? What does it say? If you ignore the instructions in any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream. Good-natured roast. Don't worry. You can't see the whole thing. I'm sorry. Here. There you go. Good-natured roast. Don't worry. That's all that was. I'm not really getting after you, okay? I am here to help. And the forum is designed to help me help you, so. You know, the downside is that Zach and he'll stream on the same days that I do. So I miss his streams, and I want to go and hang out on one of his streams before. London Boy, I don't know where it is. I'm sorry. Here. I got this. It'll have to do. wanted to get from a specific company, I'm aiming at Paradox and Skytech, as I've heard they have the most bang for the buck. I don't think you need to really be too concerned with bang for buck, but I'd like to maybe, let's see, because Skytech does have some new stuff. I'm gonna check something, and if Skytech still hasn't done this, because they were going to do this, if they still have not done this, we're passing them by. All right, because I would do a custom system through their configurator there. So let's go through the builder here. Okay, I'm gonna look at what they did with RAM. If they still have suboptimal choices as the only choices for RAM, we'll mosey along. Why are they showing the old? What is this picture for the 4070 Ti Super? Why do they have that? That's hilarious. Yep, they're still farting around with updating their RAM. I told them forever ago, like, guys, you got to get caught up with everybody else on your, at least in your custom systems. Offer people 6,000 megatransfers per second at least, so you can at least optimize it for AMD. Nope. Bye-bye, Skytech. I was told a long time ago. They're like, okay, we'll get that. We'll look into that. We'll get that done. So we'll scooch on over to Paradox. Now, see, if you've been looking at Paradox, is there one of these that you've had in mind? Because they have the Evo XL. Is it a large system? Yes, it is. But the Evo XL is the newer version of what I was telling you about, where I had all those storage options. It is such a good case for that use. Donut Media, indeed. Just invoke the mocking clause. It's, I don't know. I feel, even though I do warn y'all that I'm going to do it, I feel mean. I feel mean whenever I do sometimes. I don't know if it's presumptuous for me to talk like we're friends, because that's how I talk to my friends. You know, we're always messing around like that. That's how I am. So I'll give them crap too. Like that's just how I am when I'm comfortable with people. So that's me being comfortable with you guys. That's it. That was the whole thing. That was, guys, calm down in Twitch chat. That's the whole roast. We're good. Is this not showing? Oh, my bad. There it is. Y'all getting a little too excited over there. That's not what's going on. Oh, I don't think I have the new. Hold on a second. Give me a second, guys. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back to that anyways. We'll get back to your build in just a moment. What's up, Silent Furies? How are you? Okay, there we go. Is this a new one? Yes. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm just gonna. No, I don't need to run the test. I'm good. Wait, did I add that to the wrong one? I did. And then I'll just go in here and copy it and move it to the other one. There we go. Now we have them both. Yeah, what is this? What? Why does that look crazy? What is this? Oh, that is the wrong one. Okay, ignore that, please. That is the wrong one. Yeah, that puts double chat. That's not how that works. So which one is it? Okay, not that one. Oh no, it should be fine then. It should be fine then. I can get rid of that. Okay, take it out there, and I'll take it out over here. Because it's on the other one too, I believe. Okay. Yes, that's how I do my overlays. I have like a little background picture that kind of shows me where everything is. And how it would look on stream. Okay. I had just a normal Lee and Lee in mind as I don't have a big amount of desk space, although I feel I would like to upgrade my desk in the future. Well, I'll tell you, it is easier to upgrade your desk than to swap into a new PC case. So if you find that you want that bigger PC case, now might be the good time. Good time to choose it. What happened to the bit rate? Looks good on my end. Who cares if you're mean and giving free advice? I still shouldn't be mean to people. That doesn't give me the right to be mean to people. But if you guys know where I'm coming from, if I'm roasting and it's like, no, but this is good natured, like it helps. Better what's a person spending like $6K in a system integrator versus getting the parts and paying someone to put it together. It's still pre-built. If you pay someone to put it together, it's still pre-built, but you don't get the same kind of warranty if it's just like your cousin building it for you. I guess warranty is whatever they decide to provide to you. If you want to save the most money, you build it yourself. That's how you really save money. And if a system integrator messes up a build, they are beholden to you to have a working PC in your setup, whatever they need to do to make that happen. Okay. Wait, is this Doom music? None of it is Doom music. That would be copyrighted. This is all copyright free. I think my build is around 10K, give or take, to help me with 2 years. Good Lord. Forgot about that. Most system integrators I wish had better RAM options. Yep. Raythorn, it's going great. How are you doing? Doing okay. Just falling behind a little bit. It's Paulo. You're right. That is a weird feeling. Some of them you'll easily be spending a couple grand on just the fact that it's a boutique builder. Other ones are more focused on value. So it depends on where you go. And any company has any right to charge whatever they want for stuff. They should lose business if they overcharge, but also if there's a perceived value, value is subjective, and you don't perceive that value as a value to you. So just know that that's okay. So by the way, so the cheater, we have the O11 Vision set up here. I would say this would be a good one here to go with if you want the O11 case. The O11 Evo RGB is another really good option if you want the standard top exhaust. This is more aesthetic right here. I would probably go with the O11 Evo RGB, this one right here. That's an update to the O11 Evo standard one that came out where they have the bar in the corner still. So yeah, I would do this right here, probably. Kenneth, you'd be surprised. There are a lot of tech savvy people who just can't be bothered to build their own PC, and they don't have the time or they don't want to. And I can totally understand that. You can, but you're getting on-call customer support and actual legit warranty along with the cost with most SI builds. It's a value some people are willing to pay that extra amount for, especially since buying a PC is such a big expense for a lot of people. There you go. Okay, cool. And you stated that you want it to be, what happened here? Why am I so zoomed in? You want your system to be in black. All right. So gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, content creation, and video editing. Right. All of the things, not all the things, a bunch of them. And you want that upgradability. So we are going AMD. So as I thought, as I was guessing would be the case, they don't have the non-X3D 7950X, which is fine. This will still do everything you need it to do. Just keep in mind that if you're game streaming on the same system, it will park 8 of the cores, but 8 cores are plenty for gaming and streaming. Like, look at this is when I say default specs are important. Like, these guys have got it, man. Like 2 terabytes by default. The RAM is wrong, but this is the RAM that they had for the Intel one. That doesn't automatically switch. You can actually lose performance going too high a frequency with Ryzen. It's very sensitive to that. I don't think that they have a 64 gig option, but you can probably request it. And that's what I would do. I would request the a 64 gig kit of RAM, 2x32, rather than going with the 32 gigs. There'll be an additional cost, but it'll be better off that way. Don't need the crosshair. Unless you need Thunderbolts. Would you say you need Thunderbolt? Is Thunderbolt something you're looking for? No, actually, no. The crosshair doesn't have Thunderbolt. It has USB 4. I'm thinking about their Intel boards. Never mind. It's not as much of a thing then. I would say the X670E-E is going to be more than enough for your needs. This is already spec'd out with a 4090. Need I say more? I need not say more. And looks like the only 4 terabyte drives they have are of their not as fast type, which is okay because you can put several M.2 drives in on this motherboard. So what you can do is get the 2 terabyte for your primary drive and then add a 4 terabyte for like storage for your Adobe cache, things like that. You can also add your own. That is very, very easy to do. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in here right now. And what are we at right now? 5210. All right. Oh, this already has the custom cables included in the price and Lee Unifan SL Infinities. Very, very nice. So, like, we're not coming in here to a totally basic, boring PC. It's already got the Lee Galahad 2 LCD with the screen, with the matching fans to the fans that they chose here. I don't know if they use reverse flow, but it certainly looks like they do, judging by this. And I know them. They would go for that. I mean, this is already really well spec'd out. We could probably bump it up on the power supply. There's that 1200 watt. If they're using Tough Power GF3, that is a gold tier, a gold rated tier A power supply as rated by the Cultist Network PSU tier list. So I'll go ahead and pick that one. Get that little extra overhead. Make sure that your power supply is running nice and cool and easy. V1 Tech panels? I don't remember that being there before. Arpit, what you been up to, man? Hell yeah. You want to get a capture card? You can. Let's see what we got here. Araxinus, that's why I didn't choose it. Unless you have a specific need for it. Look at how the Camlink Pro is cheaper than the 4K Pro. The Camlink Pro is not for everyone. I need it because I have multiple streaming setups here. One for unboxing, where I have multiple camera angles, and then my angle here, where I record episodes and where I stream from when I'm doing sit-down streams. So having 4 4K 30 inputs on this HDMI, awesome. Most people don't need that. But the fact that they have it and you'll have it installed and working by the time you get your PC is sick. Very cool. Koopo Catnip, welcome. How's it going? 7950X 3D is definitely an odd CPU. Cool tech, niche use case. Well, I'll say that looking at its performance and content creation, I mean, if you're running a game and the Xbox game bar is like, oh, we have to park 8 of the cores, don't video edit at the same time that you're running games. And I don't think anybody would. It is very powerful, and I can't see it being a bad option here. But I do wish I could have gone with just the 7950X non-3D. I would have preferred that. Wheelbarrow, that is not my area of expertise, so I do wish you luck. Yep, the two needs are audio and USB 4. Both can be added on later with add-in cards. They certainly can. Now, I would probably forego the vertical GPU mount because that can keep you from putting in any PCIe add-in cards, which can be critical for a streaming machine or a content creation machine. So, yeah. I would not go with the vertical GPU mount. Looks cool, but it gets in the way of expansion cards. I'd say this is the total system, and it's coming in before discount at $52.45 with the fancy Li & Li streamer cables too. I don't like the way this scrolls. Yeah, we have both the motherboard, the 24-pin and GPU streamer cables, which they're superfluous. They are unnecessary. They're decoration, but man, do they add something to a build. They really do if you like RGB. Actually, I haven't heard what you said about it parking cores. I really haven't looked into stuff like that. It stops the X3D cores. Okay, there's two CCDs. Okay, you have two chiplets, right? One has 3D V-cache. The other one is a standard 8-core Ryzen 7000 series, chiplet, right? At the highest frequencies that it can produce, and because it's like a 7950X CCD chiplet. The other one has 3D V-cache. That one is thermally limited. That one is limited on thermals, and it does not overclockable. You can't do much with it. So that does sort of limit the rest of the CPU in a way. Heat transfers, thermodynamics, all that stuff. But what you can do with that thing is crazy. However, when it comes to really utilizing that 3D V-cache on that one chiplet, it basically shuts the other one down. And here's why. You don't want the other chiplet to work. What it'll do is it'll start interfering and getting some of the game information, and it has to go through the infinity fabric between chiplets to get to the V-cache, the 3D V-cache on the other chiplet, and that starts introducing latency. So yeah, basically they used the one funny thing about all of this is that they used Xbox Game Bar, that application, to detect whether a game is being played and decide to park the cores. And that just means they're like not drawing power, they're not really pushing anything, they're not really doing anything. It's like if you had the hybrid architecture of Intel, except oddly specific, and they don't do anything when games are being played. There's a huge reason we only had a 5800X3D on AM4. Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure they started slapping 3D V-cache on all kinds of CPUs. There's a 5700X3D, 5600X3D. If you live by a Micro Center anyway, for that last one. Mr. Guillotine has it right. Basically, the picture actually matches the product they are selling. Absolutely. And you know how I feel about that. I feel like I don't know. I do like Paradox a lot. I don't think that they're as much in the public eye as some other companies, except when they're doing promotional stuff with celebrities, things like that. And that's where a lot of this started. But man, I've talked to Arpit. I have an interview with him on the channel that hardly anybody watched. But like, he's a smart dude and he wants to do well. He wants to do well by his customers too. Like, he takes it very seriously. And you can tell because like this is a decently competitive price for the One of the most expensive consumer, pretty much the most expensive consumer desktop CPU, not for HTPC, by the way, or HEDT, excuse me, for HEDT, like Threadripper, okay? But the most expensive consumer desktop processor, the most expensive GPU. The only thing here that's not included is whatever the additional cost is going to be to upgrade the RAM, which I will suggest you request when you make your purchase. And this is before my discount. Like, it's pretty good, considering the extra things. Lee & Lee Unifans are not cheap. They are not inexpensive. And neither is their RGB stuff. Cheater, I see that you put a message up there, a chat up there, and you retracted it. So I'm not sure what you were saying. Meant more no 5900 X3D and 5950 X3D. Right. Feel you. Yeah. I've looked at it because we actually have a workload where I need to edit while also running a game. Yeah, CCDs. I know at launch Windows had a hard time dealing with what workloads to put on which CCDs. Since then, I haven't heard anything. They basically said, all right, if you're not going to do this well, we're not going to let you do it at all. And I don't want to drop the money for Threadripper. Well, that's good, because if you're trying to run games, Threadripper ain't it. It is not the way to go. Yeah, I mean, they're gaming chips. The Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, X3D chips for 5000 series are, I mean, same. They're gaming chips. Same thing for, I mean, I'm guessing we're going to see a 7600 X3D. I can't wait. That thing would probably be amazing for gaming, but it really is just for gaming. It falls behind in like every other aspect. Gaming misfits. If you're paying $2,100 for 4090, then you need to rethink life. That's just the current market. If you want to buy a 4090 right now, they're expensive. They're overpriced right now. But cool job judging other people. Nicely done. People were paying $3,000 for 3080s in 2021, okay? It's a different market. That was a different market. That was crazy, but people were doing it. Yeah, and that's just ignorant. I wouldn't have agreed with them doing that. But in this case, you're looking at a few $100s above MSRP. You know the MSRP is $1,600, right? So $400 or $500 above MSRP when it's hard to get a hold of them. And if you want top of the line, it's definitely not $2,500 or $3,000 instead of $699. So it's not the same situation. Yeah, I heard that you said you would remove the X3D processor and put in the normal 7950X. Would that be possible to request on the website? You can ask them for that. That's totally possible. And then you don't have to worry about any of the core parking stuff. You'll lose some gaming performance, but it's going to, and actually in some cases, the 7950X3D can perform a little better in certain applications, non-gaming applications, but it's mostly back and forth for less money. So you can request that, basically. 1800, you can get a PNY 4090. You guys know this is a system integrator, right? Like, they buy things and they like pay for them, and they might have bought their stock of 4090s when they were a little more than they are now, and they still have to sell them. And they are a service. It's a service. Like, they make their money in one way or another. They have to do it. Yeah, then they upcharge you. That is right. It's almost like it's a business, like it's commerce. You think you go to Walmart and buy groceries at cost? No, I know, Raxons. I know. Go buy a 7900 XTX for half the price. Well, here's the thing. NVIDIA is better if you're trying to do a lot of the content creation stuff on that end. And that's not AMD's fault. I love the 7900 XTX. But in certain applications, it doesn't quite keep up. Besides, this person's budget is $6,000. I don't think they're concerned with this. You know, it's so funny that I'm like able to go back and look at chat history and stuff. And it's really funny to see someone come in and judge other people when a year ago they came in asking for advice. Don't judge other people's decisions. Like, let them do their thing. It's a little gatekeepy, you know? And I know that it's expensive to get a 4090 right now. I think everyone is aware. Not judge any one person. You just said that if they buy this, they need to rethink their life. That sounds a little judgmental. Words are, you know, they're up here. And the people over on YouTube, in YouTube chat, can read these. So, yeah, I do take issue with that. When you come in and judge someone else in the community. Don't do that. I don't like it. If someone did that to you, I would be just as defensive on your behalf. So don't do that. Especially when you came in a year ago asking for advice and help. What's the difference? Okay, so we have 6 total terabytes of storage in this system. 1200 watt power supply, overkill, love it. Nice to have that overhead. I would say you never know where NVIDIA is going to go with their next GPUs, but it's probably going to be higher power draw. They don't seem to be stopping on that front. All our fans, cooling, everything's all sorted out. And let's apply the coupon code. Imagine bringing up the past on current events. Imagine holding someone accountable for their words. Imagine. Who would do that? I do that for my community. If you come in and do something like that, we'll bring up receipts. Of course we will. I don't like that. I don't like when you go after someone else asking for help and you act like you know everything when you came in to learn. Don't do that. Okay? Treat other people well. Don't judge other people's decisions, especially in a hard market. You need to understand something, okay? You guys can hear my tone. You can hear my words. You can see my body language. But when you say stuff, we can't hear your tone. We can't see your body language. We don't have that aspect of communication available to us. Okay? So you need to think about that when you're typing out words that people might read into it. And telling someone if they make this purchase that they need to rethink life, there's no positive way to read that. Okay? Just don't bring that kind of negativity in here. I mean, I get if you're trying to be jokey, but someone is making a large financial decision here. And I don't think that it does any good to say, hey, you're spending too much on this. That's dumb. Why are you doing such a dumb thing? You need to rethink your life. Yeah, and people shouldn't take anything said on the internet personal. That's how that works. That is how that works, right? I didn't say you said you know everything. I said you're acting like you know everything. Okay? Listen, I don't like banning people, but I've done it and I will do it. Just, you could say, hey, if I was misunderstood, I don't, buddy, it's freedom of speech. All right, that's okay. You are free to speak anywhere you want other than here. Bye-bye. Freedom of speech is not freedom from consequences. Gotta love America. Love it. Okay. Imagine getting called out and doubling down. Oh, it's wonderful. If you want to piss me off immediately, judge someone who's here to learn and get some help. Gatekeep. Do anything like that. That is the best way to basically show me you don't belong here. How hard is it to say like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to come off that way? Instead it's like, well, you snowflakes, and you must be a snowflake. No, just a person who doesn't like seeing my, my community members judged. Don't like that. Okay, hey, guess what? Code Braithorn takes off $104. That's pretty rad. So this is 5140. Pretty dang excellent, all things considered. So yeah, I think that's a pretty awesome system. I am an absolute believer in freedom of speech, and I'm also a believer that you have consequences for the things you do, and you should. And if you don't, that's when the system breaks down. You have freedom of speech and liability for the things that you say, if it hurts others or offends others, or if you're in someone else's home and maybe you insult one of their friends. You can't stand there and say freedom of speech when they're like, hey, stop being rude. Freedom of speech. Get out of my home. That's another freedom that we have, right? So that's what I did. I exercised that right to say you're not welcome here. So that's what that is. It's easy enough. Insult someone else and then say freedom of speech. God, how small-minded. Pretty sweet SI build. I gotta say it is. Oh, Brad, I deal with that line of thing all day long on my FB page. On my personal page, I have a monetized political meme page. Oh boy. If you're part of a community, you need to understand that you need to work with that community dynamic. That's part of civilization, okay? And if you point at one thing that has been said to establish that community and misuse it like that to benefit yourself, you betrayed everything it stands for. And I'm not making it, that's me making a pretty big deal out of it, and I shouldn't. I've already done what I need to do. But no one comes into my home and insults my friends. I would kick them out too. I mean, there's so many ways to nitpick this build. Arguing over the 4090 is the least important part. I mean, that's the thing, is that the only thing I would say is take off the 3dB cache from the chip. So that's something that you can do. Cheater. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the system. Basically, you can make the purchase, email them, say, hey, I need to make an adjustment to my purchase. I wanted to get 64 gigs of that RAM in 2 sticks, a kit of 64 gigs. And I want to have a non-X3D 7950X. And actually, the adjustment should even things out price-wise. So it should still be around the same price. This thing is going to be top tier for what it is. And it's going to be upgradable in the future. So what happens is this. If they announce the new chips in June, and they say they're going to come out in Q3 or whenever they're going to come out, let that new stuff come out. Rock this. It's going to do everything you need to do. And maybe even skip an entire generation of CPUs. And get multi-generational uplift in performance. It's going to be upgradable for a few years. So you're going to be good. Roby says a lot. There is no one-size-fits-all GPU or CPU. That's true. There are products like the 4090 or 1400 Chaos. Most buying them already know price to performance goes out the window. At that level, like I as a buyer at 100% know that myself. To me, the 4090 actually stands apart from all of that. And no one can deny the gap between the 4090 and everything else is actually considerable. And it's not close. But whereas something like a 14900 KS versus the 14900K versus the 7950X 3D or whatever, those gaps are a lot smaller. A lot smaller. That's bumping up against diminishing returns. The 4090, it stands apart. It's crazy. If you're looking at charts, you can rock something like a 4080 Super and you would have a great experience. A 4070 Ti Super, 7900 XTX. If you're looking at charts, if you're looking at that kind of thing, or if you're doing things like, content creation stuff, 3D graphics, things like that, and you do it a lot, it will add up to saved time, which for people who do it professionally is saved money, or money made, I should say. Anyway, let me put these in here. We're good. That's our first one. Glad we got you taken care of, though. I do appreciate you coming back and all of that. Glad you got your build. Tell Arpit I said hi, and just make sure to put those requests in with it. And the code, by the way, to get that $100 off is Braethorn, just like my name. Okay, don't forget that, because, well, I guess I shared the cart, so maybe that it might automatically put it in there. But you might have to put the code in yourself. That's $104 back in your pocket. It's free real estate. And it supports the channel, which is also good. That's my favorite kind. I get weird when people do donos or whatever, because you're already going to be spending a lot of money on a PC. I would rather that you support what I do by saving money and then do that. That's why we have coupon codes with so many different SIs. There is no 4090 Super typo. Oh, got it. Well, to be clear, since the gap has widened with the current market, and if you go to Micro Center, you can get cards in MSRP, but that's kind of an outlier. Is there a link to the spreadsheet? Is read only. On the YouTube description, there is a link to this. But here, this is the one that has all of the ones we've done so far. I'll give you a link to this. What's up, Gargantulicon? How are you? In those SI, is it possible to pick what 4090? Certain ones you can. Most you can't. Jasmine Bean had to move from YouTube to Twitch because YouTube was lagging for me. Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh, I saw the egg though. I do see the egg. Well, that's the thing about Twitch. It is a lot more responsive. So, let's see who is... Howdy, how are you? Saw you were live, thought I'd stop in. Dark Ice, happy to hear it. Welcome. I hope the lag isn't too bad over on YouTube right now. But, yeah, welcome in. Glad to have you. Alrighty, so that's that one done. The next person, as far as I can tell right now, is going to be Ben6357. Ben, are we here? Regular 4080 works perfectly fine for me, and it would for most. Is Ben in the room with us? Like a 4080 is already more than most people would need. Dark Eye says a little slow on YouTube. That's normal. They offer streaming in 4K, which is nice. It comes at a cost though. But thanks for joining on Twitch. Appreciate that. All right, Ben's here in the YouTube chat. Awesome. And it looks like we're doing a DIY build parts list. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. Okay, we do have to discuss a couple of things, though. Let's do that. So on your form... So we have the Denver, Colorado 1500, and you don't know what resolution you want to game in. Okay. So the monitor resolution is very important, whichever one you have or the one you're going to get, because depending on the resolution you want to game at determines, I mean, that's what determines what level of GPU you need. Okay. So the three options, there's four options, but the three primary options are, as you see here, 1080p, 1440p, and 4K. The outlier is ultra wide for ultra wide monitors, but most people should be aiming at 1440p in my opinion. It is the best balance between high resolution and high frame rates. So yeah, it's quite a lot sharper than 1080p, and the monitors are not that expensive. As a matter of fact, I've really been liking this Pixio one that I unboxed on stream recently. It's 1440p, and I think it was it 180 hertz, and it's like $225. Yeah, and it's a 27-inch. They come in, 27, 32, stuff like that. I see you're helping with PCs. How does this work exactly? Well, you see that link right there? What you do is you fill out the form, and what the purpose of this is for me to help with either find you the right pre-built for your budget, your needs and all that, or a parts list for a DIY build. Basically, you say, I have this much money, I'm gonna use it for gaming, streaming, video editing, whatever, and at this resolution, and then that helps me determine what system integrator we should go with, or what should go into a parts list, basically. Not too interested in 4K? Cool. 1080p. At $1,500, you could do 1440p easily. But we'll just do kind of a balanced build, and it should still be capable of 1440p, but we'll see. We'll just go over to Micro Center and get that going. And you want the system in black. You also said you don't know if you need Wi-Fi or not. So the answer to address that anyway, basically the room where your setup is going to be is your internet equipment in there, like where your ISP put the modem and router, or the gateway if it's a combined device, which is usually what it is. If it's in the same room, it's easily connected through Ethernet and you don't need Wi-Fi. If you're doing any competitive gaming or streaming or anything like that, that's usually what I recommend. Wi-Fi has gotten really, really good though, but for streaming, I do prefer to go with a hardline connection, Ethernet connection. I have PC already, it's not the best, just want something better than what I currently have, so I'll go fill out the form. Dark Ice, there is an upgrade option too. So you just need to know the specs of the parts that you have now, so you can tell me, so I can figure out what to upgrade if you're looking to do it that way. As much VRAM as you can get for future games is my advice. Not really at 1080p, because Anton, they mentioned 1080p. VRAM is not going to get too loaded up with that. And a lot of cards have like 12 gigs at this point. If you're looking for something that's going to be 1440p, it starts to become more important. 4K VRAM can be very important, of course. Dylan, posting links in chat for your first time chat, not a good idea, but also links are disabled in my chat from chatters being able to put them. You basically would need to DM it to me in order to send that over, and then I could verify it. I have a DDR3 motherboard. Yeah, I would say it's new PC time in that case. I'll need Wi-Fi then. Okay. All right, off to Micro Center we go. Yes, at 1080p, Unreal Engine 5, textures, and so on. But still, it's not as demanding on VRAM as higher resolutions, though. That's just, I mean, it's just a thing about, like, number of pixels per frame and all that. But yeah, VRAM is becoming more important. I can agree with that. Oh, also, did you put that you want to be able to upgrade it? No. So, okay. So the question that I'm addressing here is, it asks, do you plan on upgrading your CPU over time? You answered no. That means we can go for either Intel or AMD. Now, it's a tough call. It's going to be based on what bundles they have. I'm sure they do Intel and AMD bundles, of course, but we'll see what they've got. But yeah, with AMD, you'd have the option to upgrade your CPU with the next generation and likely the one afterwards. But with Intel, that ship is sailing in Q3, Q4 probably Q4 this year. Wait, bundle? They have bundles now? Has that always been there? Yo, that is big for me. That's big for me. If that's the case. That is so freaking awesome. Like, no joke. This is a big deal. Hell yeah. Why are they 12th gen? Okay, here's a 13700K, I guess. That's not what I would do for this system. Unless you're doing pro gaming esports type stuff, then, you know, having a high-end CPU can help for very high refresh rate 1080p gaming. Very high frame rate, I should say. But why is it 12th gen bundles? I mean, I know why. I get it. Like, check this out. You can just look at these. Just look at the pictures. We don't even need to look up the bundle with the 12600KF has a much beefier motherboard than the bundle with a 12900K. Yeah, it might be hard to see it, but like, that's a very bare bones motherboard. Why would they do it like that? The power delivery looks pretty lame on that. Anyways, I zoomed in too far. Let's get back to this. It might be looking at these bundles, it might be better to go AMD either way. I mean, the 7800X3D bundle is the same price as the Intel one, and the 7800X3D will beat the 13700K at gaming. It just does. So yeah, I'm gonna go that route for you. Hope you're okay with that. It's the same price. But yeah, this is a huge deal. This is gonna be such a huge time saver. Look at that, it filled it out. Micro Center, listen, I hate your website this much less. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. Love the stores, love the employees, the staff is amazing, the stores are amazing, and now the website just got a little bit better. Standing ovation time. I do have a sit-stand desk. Maybe I could do it as no, I'm good. You guys can do that. I'll trust that you are. Hey Brady, do you know if there's an ice blue colored computer case? Yes. The King 95 comes in a light blue color. King 95. Craig, the difference is going to be CUDA cores, frequencies, things like that. Now, let me ask you this question real quick. Ben, I'm just in regular old gaming, no competitive. This is my first build, so I'm not really sure what upgrading my CPU would entail. You're not going to have to upgrade the CPU for a really long time. It doesn't even matter. Like, the 7800X3D is going to be very good for gaming until it dies. I think I might have hit submit and not next on the form. Huh, okay. Let me take a peek at this real quick. That's why. Okay, so this is why. That's the reason it did that. It's designed to do that. If you read the rest of this, it basically says do not submit the form. If it's more than a month from now, stuff changes in the PC industry way too fast to say, okay, let's just do a build now, because in a month it could be completely different. Pricing can change, inventory can change, new stuff gets launched, all kinds of things. So the form is designed to work that way. If you select this option, it'll take you to the end where you can submit, and it says in bold, if question number 2 brought you here, directly here, please do not submit the form. Notice you changed that text. Yep. I'm a little more direct about it. And it looks like we had a few people do it. And it means that there's nothing on their forms because you can't fill out the rest of it. What do I do? How do I make that to where it can't be? I guess I could make it to where... What if I make it just like shut down their device? Would that be adequate? I don't know. But it looks like everybody is just blazing through that and hitting submit. So I don't know what the deal is. There is no such thing as a perfect form, I guess. Anyway. So I was going to ask, Ben, do you care about ray tracing? Really fancy graphics in AAA titles? Really fancy lighting? Do you care about that much? It's funny, one of the new B&M computer stores left has one of the worst websites. Yes. Yeah. I mean, honestly, they're trying to do a lot with their website. I give them a hard time, but first off, I mean, I've met Jeremy. He manages all like the influencers, whatever, YouTubers, whatever. But I doubt that they watch my stuff, so I don't think it matters. Although if they go back and look, they'll be like, wow, this guy, the vitriol in regards to our website. Good Lord. They'll be afraid to not work with me by that point. Not particularly? All right, cool. Then we go AMD for the GPU too, and it'll be sick. Ooh, 6750 XT 339. That's a heck of a deal, baby. Oof. Man, 12 gigs VRAM, 1440p gaming on the table. Not necessary because they said 1080p. Anyways, let's go by price here. Let's see. Dude, the freaking like single slot Pro W7600 is crazy. How overkill would a 7900 GRE be for a 1080p gaming machine though? Or 7900X, well that's, but for 579? Okay. It's just barely a little bit more than the 7800 XT. And you know what where I failed? I haven't watched the reviews really. And I haven't gotten one. The closest I have is a 7900 XT in the 011 Vision from Skytech. I don't know the thing about PCs. I kind of just bought one off Facebook and wholeheartedly regret that decision because the money I could have saved. Definitely not one of my best financial decisions. Usually when you see a story about someone having a bad experience with that, it's going to be something off of Facebook Marketplace. The Bray form. I don't know. So because it's sort of up in the air, I mean, you said 1080p, but you could easily build a rad system and still get a 1440p monitor because you're getting a parts list. You're not having to pay the admittedly quite high build fee that is part of the experience over at Micro Center if you get a PC built by them. I'm like afraid to go into Google and say 7900 GRE versus 7800 XT because it's the results you generally get. It's going to be like user benchmarks and stuff. And user benchmark is not something to base financial decisions off of necessarily. It can give you a sort of shotgun approach to it. It gives you a snapshot of what it might be, but that's it. PCs for me is something I spend a lot of time on. Last long time. Bought my current PC 2016 1070 Ti. That was a great card. Yeah. There's a 6900 on the page. I would still probably go with one of their newer cards. The 6900 is insane. XT. And the 6750 XT is amazing. I mean, seriously, they had it for what, $350 or so? That's crazy for that card. Well, it's not that crazy at this point, but you know what I mean. But honestly, a 7700 XT would do the job for 1080p gaming. More than enough. But I think maybe, because I haven't done the research on the 7900 GRE myself, I would probably do 7800 XT. I have vague memories playing on SNES as a kid. Yeah, those are the games I've been playing on stream lately. Well, a little mixed up, of course, but yeah. $479 for a 6900. I would grab that. Damn it! Now I'm on the new owner of the LTT screwdriver and the RGB Sunset T-shirt. Dean, you have great taste. I hope you like the shirt, but I'm not responsible for you liking the screwdriver. But I have faith that you will. Why image coming soon? I would think that this being a last-gen card, images are not hard to come by. But it's an Asus TUF. We know what those look like. We know the look. It's going to be gunmetal gray, fan shroud, all that. But remember this, base player 2011 IFY, they're aiming to game at 1080p. So I would probably rather go for a more modern card, because the goalpost is not high on this. It's easy to achieve. They're not. If you wanted to do budget 4K gaming, yeah, it's right here. It'll do 4K gaming, but that's not the goal here. Basically, lowest price 7800 XT is this one right here, and it's probably just fine. There's also the power color for $30. Yeah, $30 more. So no, $20 more. Math. We also don't know what kind of case we're doing yet, but I don't think it's anything. Yeah, basically this card looks a lot like this card, very likely. A little bigger though. Man, there's just so many options. 6950 XT, how about that? Base player, that tickle your fancy for $550? It is the like not Founders Edition, but it's their reference card basically. Let's do the triple fan one. Let's do that. 7800 XT. We don't need to go 7900 GRE. We don't need to do that. It's a refurb. Never mind. Probably why I didn't have pictures. Yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at, is the option to go 1440p. 1440p monitors are so easy to achieve these days, price-wise. They're much closer to 1080p than they used to be. Y'all know what I'm doing here for the SSD. It's an easy choice for that. Bam. 2 terabytes Inland Performance Plus. Can't go wrong. 2 terabytes should be plenty for most operating system, a decent game library, all that. Yeah, should be fine. Case and power supply. All right. Easy option is going to be the 216. But let me ask you, Ben. Thank you for the 2 bits, Dark Eyes. Appreciate you. Well, Dark Eyes, basically, here's what it means. At the end of that form, when you hit submit, it had a message saying that it's better if you come back when you're closer to, of course, hang out the whole time if you want, because you'll pick up stuff as you're here. That's a great way to get your foot in the door on the PC thing, because you'll start hearing a bunch of yammering about how to pick parts, things like that. But if you submit a form when you're closer to buying, it is much more useful to you, basically. So Ben, any kind of aesthetics that you like? Do you like to have the glass around it? Are you just all performance? Do you care about RGB? What's the status here? What are you thinking? Still have that option with the 7800 XT, another solid card. It sure is. It sure is. That's the one I ended up going with. I was looking at that too, but not the XPS system. Let's see. The Aura R15 has a $1K discount. Oh wait, what? Have you guys seen that Dell has 4090 computer for about Gargantulicon? I still wouldn't buy an Alienware. I don't care. I don't care what they price it at. I still would not buy an Alienware, and that's maybe my loss. It could be my loss, sure. But as far as I'm concerned, the motherboard, the power supply, the case, it's all the cooler, it's all e-waste. It's all proprietary. No. Even if the power supply is very strong, and it just doesn't fit in any other cases. And you can't buy a power supply to replace it yourself if it dies. You have to get it from Dell. I'm not for that. I ain't with that. Dean says to hit the like button. Now I'm not here making demands, but I can get behind that statement. So yeah, I'm right now asking about the aesthetic choice. Ben, is there a preference? Of course, you can just go there and pick any case you want. You know what? I'm just going to pick a case. What you need to do is when you go there, go through the case section, see which one you like, pick out the case then. It's probably better to do it that way. Never really thought about it, but if we have budget for RGB, that'd be cool. And for the case, I don't really have a preference. Okay, this one has RGB fans included. There you go. And we'll get a lean cooler to match it, and you'll be good to go. Power supply. 645, 850. That'll give you a nice 20-25% overhead on your power supply. Not a bad thing to have. If you're not running a power supply under load, like to where it's near its capacity, you're not stressing it, and that's good. That's good for technology. Decent price on this Corsair RM850E. That's a highly rated power supply. You don't need ATX 3.0 compatibility, but that is a good price on that. Let's just pick our wattage. We have to disable the compatibility filter. That has not improved, unfortunately. Another good one here, the A850GL. The PX850G, let me sort by price. There we go. Some really solid offerings here. All right. We'll go with the MSI one. Generally very highly rated. I think it is a it's in a speculative position right now, but those tend to turn into regular positions in the tier list, and it's tier A, so I'm down with that. All right, that's the build. 1509. We're $9 over. Sorry about that. Now, here's the thing. This is higher spec than it technically should be, and that's because of the bundle pricing. You're saving a couple $100 off of the motherboard, processor, and RAM because it's in a bundle. And it is the best gaming CPU on the market, bar none. 2 full terabytes of storage that is very fast, great longevity, and a 7800 XT is going to be a solid GPU. There is one cheaper option for the GPU that's also 7800 XT. You can choose that one if you want. It'll save $20 off of it and put it under budget. That is up to you. Power supply, very solid. 850 watts is well over what you need, and that's good. And the Landcool 216, incredibly solid case. Wonderful to like, I've opened up the thing. It looks wonderful to build in. I've never built in one. But yeah, the Phoenix PC system, I believe the Siren that they sent me was in the Landcool 216, and it was very nice. And there's the Galahad 2 Trinity. That's going to pretty much match the fans that come with the case, with the Lee & case, and it all runs off the same software, so you're good. Now, the one thing missing here is the operating system. So what do you do about that? Well, you can just download the Windows Media Creation tool, install it on a flash drive, and install Windows 11. You can choose Home or choose Pro, either way. Then you go to my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. Go to any of my SI Weekly episodes. It's mostly them that sponsor those. And click the link in the description. The code is BRAY25. and you can get Windows, instead of paying retail 120 bucks or so, you can get it for like $20, $25. Okay. It's an OEM version. And that means that it is going to be linked up basically to your motherboard. If you swap your motherboard or something, or take the drive and put it in another system, it will deregister it, but then you put it back in this motherboard, it will register again. Basically, it's linked to the hardware. But there's a build. Anton and Dean making a great team over there, trying to get the likes up. I appreciate that. Thank you for the bit. Appreciate that. Okay, no worries. Drop a follow. I just know that when my Series X is running games better than my PC, it's a telltale sign that I need a PC actually worth something. Hey, absolutely. Just hang out as much as you want. Pick up info. Watch the videos on YouTube because there's a lot going on there. And yeah, hope the information helps in the future. Never really thought about it, but if we okay, yeah. So we did get the RGB fans in the case and the AIO as well. Let's see. 216 is a nice case. I use a 216 for my first build, and I would recommend it. There you go. Ice Fry making the recommendation there. Okay. So Gargantulicon. I don't really promote OEM systems here. I don't like them. So please don't do that. You're basically setting someone up with limitations that they might not like down the line. I think that telling what to search for, giving them coupon codes, it's crossing the line there a bit. I'm not a big fan of that. So please don't do that. I'm not sure if you work for Dell or anything like that. Okay, I don't know. Sounds like it. But if you do, please don't do that in my chat. Okay? I don't want to promote proprietary hardware. It's causing a huge issue with e-waste in the industry and in the world. I don't like that. I like interoperability. I don't like what Dell does, and I don't promote their products. I would be asking, why would they be taking $1,000 off of this? What don't I know? There has to be a reason. Didn't work there, far from it. Even the XPS system? Yes, even the XPS system has proprietary motherboard, proprietary case, proprietary power supply. Yes. Indeed. Been a long time since Dell has used anything in the ATX standard. If at all. When was the last time I remember seeing something that used a standard ATX case? Even the cooler, the way they set up their coolers, they mount through the motherboard to the enclosure, to the case. It is unfathomable. I just can't. I cannot stand their hardware. Cannot do it. Jasmine Devine, no. Help? Do you need help? What's going on? Would also recommend the 216. That's what I got recently, and it was easy to build it. Awesome. No problem. So, Ben, here's what you need to do. You need to add this to your cart or set up a Micro Center account and save the build. Because if we do another Micro Center build tonight, this is getting cleared. It's getting wiped out. Okay? So if you click the link, it won't be there anymore. So make sure to save your build. If it's in your cart or in your account, either way, please do that as soon as possible. Doesn't look like the next one is a Micro Center build, though. Oh, it is. It is a Micro Center build. Yes. So please do that now, actually. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll see if this will work. Do I have anything in? I do. Dang it. Basically, I'm going to clear out my card and add this to cart just in case we need it. Will do. Thanks for the heads up. You got it. Okay. All right, it's there. It's in the cart. It's good to go. Okay, the next person is Nate's Gaming to the Max. Nate, where you at? I mean, I see N8, and I think Nate. That's what that is, right? Oh, yeah, I found out there's a micro center near me, but it's like 5 hours away. That's not near then. There are 2 micro centers in my state, and they're 4 or 5 hours away. The closest one is 4 or 5 hours away, too. So, yeah. 320 miles. Yeah. Yep. Heard about my PC after watching your stream. It went with Talking Northwest. Keep coming back because your content is spot on for the novice looking to learn. Happy to hear it, team. Isn't every Dell a future ultra budget gaming build YouTube video? I mean, if they persist, then that's good. If it can be repurposed, yeah. And some of them can really appear to be very good deals. But Dell is not budging when it comes to proprietary stuff. I mean, the fact that they use the same metal enclosure with different plastics wrapped around it that they've been using for 20 or 25 years because they don't want to get like EMI certification on a new enclosure is ridiculous. They have so much money and EMI certification is nothing. R&D, whatever. It's 2024, man. Stop using a 1999 freaking chassis and wrapping it in different plastics and slapping lights in there and saying it's the best PC ever and paying Best Buy to tell their salespeople to say, oh, those pre-builts over there, no, those suck. You need to get Alienware. Shut up with that. It's so wrong. Ah, man, it's so frustrating. It's crazy when I've seen and built so many PCs that there are still PCs out there where I can open it and be like, what the hell is going on in here? And that's Alienware. And that's crazy. All right, Nate. All right, cool. Braythorn, my name was Chillbrew, and I accidentally deleted my email from my account. Can I still continue with my form as this name? Sure. I'd have to see where your form submission is. I can take a look for that. They don't want to spend the money to upgrade the tooling for the case. Tooling can be a couple $100,000. It is expensive. But they're Dell. Just do it. You've gotten your money's worth out of that old tooling. Like, come on already. Man. Anyway, back to work. So Dallas, Texas is the Micro Center. So the budget states less than 1,000. And what are the use cases here? Okay, gaming and video editing is tough under $1,000. I'll do what I can. Basically, if we get a decent CPU and enough RAM, then you can get into video editing. Use proxies, you'll be fine. 1080p is the resolution. That's totally doable. Yes, for upgrading the CPU, so we have to go AMD. So what is the actual budget for the system? Hello, just picked up a Gateway computer. You want to hear something funny, Defiant? By the way, I know you're on the list, but you're never one of the people that says Braythorn, I'm on the list when I ask people to do that. So my girlfriend Ari, that's her setup behind me back there. And I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but right here, see that little gray and black thing right there? That's a pair of Gateway speakers that still work and still sound good. They made kind of okay computers, but man, they made some good speakers. Good Lord. I've had those things forever. When it was time for her to have speakers, I was like, you want these? She's like, yeah, it's great. Okay, okay, cool. Just verifying that you're on the list. Hoping about 800. We'll see what we can do. Because you're doing a parts list and building DIY, that helps. But the downside here is this. at that budget, the better option is actually Intel, because something like a 13400F or 13400 actually, if you're going to edit video, is a much better CPU because it has 10 cores. A 7600 is going to come with 6 cores. It's going to be pretty rough for video editing, but you'll have future upgradability. So what you do is this. You rock the 7600, Ryzen 5 7600, and you give it 6 or 7 months after the new CPUs come out in in Q3, Q4 of this year, or whenever they come out. Let it ride for a while, as long as you can run your video editing, do all that stuff, right? Especially if it's light video editing, then you have nothing to worry about. And then jump up to the newer Ryzen 7, and it should be a big uplift in performance, or whatever CPU you want. But let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. And I trust that, Ben, you've already added your parts to the cart, so I'm going to go ahead and clear the build. Excuse me. There might be a budget bundle there. We'll see what they've got. It might be I don't know. We'll see what we can do. And it was Dallas, Texas. Okay, let's see here. Clear build. Yes. Okay. Okay, so that's a 5800X3D. That's kind of the opposite of what you want if you're doing video editing, unfortunately. Looks like they have a lot more Intel options there, and nothing that's like an entry-level AMD option. The 7700X one would be that $399, but that's half of your budget gone in CPU, motherboard, and RAM. It's not ideal. All right. Oh, man. So, okay. You stated that you were hoping about 800. Is that the max budget? Crash decided to switch to Twitch. Okay, cool. Dell is the definition of profit before preference. Yeah, and I mean, it would be cool if they could change that, but it would take years and years for them to change off of that. Yo, what's going on? How's it going? Northern Lights, how you doing? If it matters, my video editing is very basic. It does matter. It helps. I remember those speakers for bundled desktop speakers. They were great, and they were. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Thanks again. You're welcome. I don't mind doing the Intel route you mentioned. Well, that's the thing, is you answered yes and wanting to have the ability to upgrade your CPU over time. And that's going to take that away, other than within 12 to 14th gen Intel, basically. But there's still some upgradability there if you do a budget system. But they didn't have any like budget bundles that I saw. Did I miss one? Let's look real quick again. The lowest price bundle is $249, and of course it's an F SKU. That is directly bad. That is actually bad for video editing. That is not good for video editing. Okay. Yes. Yes, they have the base Ryzen 5 7600 non-X. What is the price compared to the X if they have that? They don't have it. Okay. And it comes with a cooler, and you can rock that cooler for a bit. We're not gonna get a different cooler. I think $179 for CPU and CPU cooler. Bam. Now, is it a great cooler? No. Will it cool the CPU? Yeah. It'll do all right. That's how you do very budget builds. That's how you do it, and they're legitimate. Like it's a legit way to build a PC. Of course, that's why they include the CPU coolers. So now we got to think about the motherboard. B650 should be fine. We're not talking about streaming, just gaming and video editing, right? So let's see. Let's disable this so we can pick our chipset. B650. And we'll start with lowest price. We'll see what we got. All right, let's see what we got with this motherboard here. Okay, more than enough for just a gaming and edit and content creation PC. 1, 2 M.2 drives. Two. That's a bummer. That can be detrimental to. I mean, having fast storage can be really critical when it comes to storing your content, storing raw footage, editing off of a drive, all that kind of stuff. Let me see. 2 M.2 sockets. Okay. Yeah. All right. What other options we got? What's the next one up from that? And it's another MATX. So the next is an additional $20 for the MAG Tomahawk. All right. Oh, I need to check this real quick. What was the answer on this? You do not need Wi-Fi. Okay. So at the $199 price point, you have several options. The MAG Tomahawk Wi-Fi, the Gaming X from Gigabyte, and there's the V2 for the same price, which you would want the V2. $10 more for the Aorus Elite AX. I'm curious what that $10 gets you versus their Gaming X. I want to know. I want to say I enjoy doing budget builds. It's a challenge, and I like the challenge. So this is the Gaming X. Okay, that's the I/O. Not bad because they have that separate USB 2.0 right there for your mouse and keyboard, and then you have 5 USB Type A slots that are USB Type A sockets that are more they're faster, and then 1 Type C, 2.5 gig Ethernet and Wi-Fi, probably 6E. Wi-Fi 6E, yes. So what is the deal with this guy? Already a ton of I/O in the back, like a good deal more. This is what I'm saying. Gigabyte does not put they don't put motherboard I/O behind a paywall, and I love that about them. And we got to look at storage too. So we'll look at storage on this thing, and then the other one. So this one can house how many M.2 drives? And so there's 3 on this. We would have to look at the motherboard specifications in detail to find out if there's any kind of mixing shared lanes, shared PCIe lanes, like if your bottom X16 slot, which might be X4, is sharing with the M.2-3. But whatever. And that is also Wi-Fi 6E as well. What about storage on... Is this the first? No, okay. Let's look at storage on this guy. It's also 3. So it's a lot more I/O for $10. That would be a selling point for me. I'd be sold already. What do we have for Type C? Still a single 10 gigabit per second Type C, but still, that would be a big selling point for me. I'd be down for that. Also, the Q Flash Plus. Does this have that? It does. They both have this, which is where you can flash your BIOS without a CPU, without memory. It just does it. So yeah, they both have that. Gigabyte, man, they're making the value proposition from them is so freaking good. But yeah, I'd do this. It looks like it's a little better on power delivery too, and VRM cooling as well. But you're not going to be too concerned with that with the 7600. More M.2. I have to dismiss the live chat to leave a like. Not a fan of this new YouTube format. I haven't seen that it's a new format. That's weird. Hey, Bray, I'm just hanging out. Thank you for hanging out, Dark Force. Appreciate it. Hey, Bray, has Alucard been on? Not for a while. Hope he's doing all right. Jealous of people that can afford a 6,000 plus PC. Think about this, Crash. regardless of your budget for PC or how high end the PC that you buy is, new stuff comes out. And I don't know if it's worse or better. I mean, everybody's budget is whatever they can afford, and it's a lot of money for whatever your budget is. It's a lot of money for you, right? This is an expensive thing that you're getting. But knowing that you spent even more and then the new stuff comes out, I don't know if that hurts more or not. But either way, Type-C on the motherboard is nice, considering most cases for some reason still don't come with it. Most new cases do. Older cases don't. That actually makes me wonder real quick. This one, yes, and this one also, yes. On front, the header for front panel USB-C. Anyway, okay, there we go. Select that. Bam. We can always take $10 off by switching back to the other one. Man, now that I'm thinking about this, why the heck wouldn't we do the 7700X? Just this is $389, and it's $399 for the 7700X with RAM with the motherboard. All right, okay, forget it. Never mind. We'll do the bundle. All of that searching I just did. Ugh. Man, this is tough. It is tough to do a build like this because I'm trying to put you on a platform with upgradability in the future. Right? Wait, actually, wait. Did you say you wanted that or not? You said yes. Okay. I'm trying to do that. It's a bit of a limiting factor, though. But we'll see what we can do. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's just that bundle pricing is really, really good. So where is that 7700X one? It's right there. $399. Look at that. You're not going to lie. That 12700K one looks like a pretty good option, too. And at $329. That would be a really nice machine for this purpose. But it's DDR4. The motherboard and RAM are both DDR4. That's how they achieve that price. And that's how they're doing it with all of their Intel systems, it looks like. 16 gigs of DDR4. At least the 12900K gets 32 gigs, but the 12700K bundle gets 16 gigs of DDR4. That's like a $40 kit. Anyway, but that's how they achieve the pricing they do. Let's see what we can do. I mean, this kit right here for $399 is very good. That is a very good value. And you're getting 8 cores instead of 6 and better frequencies and all that. But man, that's half the budget gone. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. That's one thing that I get concerned about with budget builds. I don't know if I'm cut out to do them because I'm always trying to optimize, and that's not always the way. Well, I mean, it is a different kind of optimization. But Northern Lights is right. This would be a great candidate for an Intel card. There's an A750. Yo, they got an RTX 2080 refurbished for $250. There you go. There's your card. Man, 8 gigs of VRAM. Think about that. 2080 had the 8 gigs of VRAM. Hey, bro, how you doing? Everybody doing? What's going on, Civil Bandit? How are you? I'm going to be trying to get by with AM4 upgrades for a few years. Hey, they keep coming out with chips. They're still coming out with more of them. So, is 16 gigs enough for video editing? Yeah, it's more than enough. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have... it doesn't appear to be... Oh, A770, 16 gigs. Right there, right in front of me. $299, though. But yeah, that's a heck of a card in terms of Intel. And if you want AV1 encoding, it's there. 16 gigs of VRAM at this price is nuts, and there's only one in stock. Now, as another option, it's only 8 gigs of VRAM, but this has is a RX 7600 for $279. But yeah, if you look at the way that the performance was for the A770 back when it first came out versus now, it's night and day. This thing can game 1080p with the best of them. Some 1440p, absolutely. It is a really impressive card for Intel's first outing there, and the effort they put into it will show in Battle Mage. It absolutely will. But Nate, I haven't heard from you in a bit. Oh, I don't mind doing the Intel. Oh, I don't mind spacing out the purchases. Okay. Yeah, right. I don't see myself streaming. All good. All good. So that's the last thing that you said there. So the thing is, even if I do this, there's literally $100 left for case, power supply, storage, CPU cooler, because the 7700X does not come with a cooler. Let's just keep going, see what it comes out to and where it can make some changes. It just might not be able to be Ryzen 7000 series. It just might not be able to be. It might have to be Intel or something else. 1 terabyte. There we go. Like this, anyone else would be like, let me find a cheaper M.2 drive, but I can't see myself putting a 500 gig drive in any system. How is this guy right here? What are we looking at? Oh my goodness. Look at the endurance on that. Well, I mean, it makes sense for, I suppose, for a 1 terabyte, but speeds are okay. Don't know if it has DRAM or not. Doesn't specify either. Well, like this is my go-to right here, you know, the Performance Plus. It's just that might be over-spec'd. So let me change that. Let me see. Let's see here. If I specify 1 terabyte, okay, and we do $50 to $75, what comes up? What are our options? P3 Plus for 74. The cheapest one is going to be 65. Man. I mean, there's stuff out there like it's SN770, right? It's Gen 4, like 5,000 megabytes per second. That's a good drive. But I don't see it here. Doing good, super busy. Had a lot of stuff happen, so I hope I can catch streams out. I would love that. Absolutely. I've been doing these on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and on Sundays, it's basically retro gaming streams. I've been doing like Super Metroid Randomizer, Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past Randomizer, which randomizers are super fun. I even did a Metroid Dread speedrun, which is not a retro game, but Metroid Dread speedrun a few weeks ago. Thanks for hyping that up, Dean. Appreciate it. But with a budget build, I'd still do DDR4. Well, that's the thing, is you can't with Ryzen 7000 series, right? And they said they wanted future upgradability for their CPU. The way I see that, it's for things that are not out yet. So not counting within generation 12 to 14 for Intel, because that's already out. That's kind of how I perceive that. That's how I interpret that, basically. Any emulators you recommend, Bray? I mean, I'm talking about, I use an actual Super Nintendo. What are you talking about? I mean, it's not like, I mean, if I were to say the word SNES 9 times, maybe that would give you a clue. Jasmine, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Oh, it's already 11. Jeez. Need to catch a stream on Sunday. They're really fun. And it's also fewer people in general. Not as many people are interested in me gaming. They want to hear me talk about computers, and I am super grateful that I get to talk about computers for a living. That's crazy, the fact that I can do that. But I like gaming, and it was like it's the only way I can really justify setting aside time to game. So we just got to figure out which one of these is going to be the best option. Let me see something real quick. Where didn't I? Hold on. I thought I had that here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, it's HMB. It's not DRAM. It doesn't have onboard DRAM. It is HMB. Now, interestingly, the P1 does have it, but it's like an older drive. P5, P5 Plus, of course, you have it. Okay, all right. I'm kind of yeah. Let's see. Let's look up the inland drives, and I'll see which ones of these do have it. Wow. None of the letter, number drives, other than the TD510, have onboard DRAM. Interesting. Okay. And the 510 is not listed among these. They get up to really close to the same price anyway as the other ones. So, sure, man. So basically, we're just about to bump up against the budget, and we still need a case, a power supply, and a CPU cooler. Now, CPU cooler, easy. Just grab yourself a Thermalright Peerless Assassin. I don't know that they have it here. Let's find out. Thermalright. Nope, nothing. Thermalright Peerless Assassin can usually be had for about $25 or so, and it's a dual tower, dual fan, 120mm fan air cooler, and it's awesome. Easy enough to do. And that's like $20-25. You just can't find it here. But the case and the power supply are the thing. That's what we're missing. We have everything else. So, and also the CPU cooler, but I already mentioned that. Phantom Spirit is the new model, but they probably don't have it. They might have the AK620. The AK620 is the deep cool, right? They do have the deep cool AK620. Yeah. That's a bit high for, I love deep cool coolers. Do not get me wrong. Love their coolers. And like this Zero Dark would be sick right here for the AK500. Little pressed on a 7700. Whether I would do that, I would prefer. I mean, it should do the trick actually, but something a little beefier. I like to overdo it, like I do with power supplies. I do the same thing with air coolers. If I'm gonna get an air cooler, I like it to be a beefy one for anything above the sort of entry level CPUs. Anton, that's the thing, is that, as I mentioned before, I'm trying to give them upgradability to parts that are not yet released. Also, $399 for that motherboard, CPU, and RAM is a very, very good deal, and I would recommend that to anybody. If they're thinking about maybe spacing out their purchases, that bundle could be a good first purchase, depending. But let's see what the lowest price case is here. Okay, $50 for a Thermaltake V100. And then the Air 903 Max coming in next, but it is a solid $30 more. Wow. Interesting to see a Corsair case under 100. Well, I mean, no, they have some really good budget-oriented cases. Some decent budget-oriented, somewhat budget-oriented cases. But like a newer one coming in like that is good. What is the deal with this guy? This looks like it's like a very, very old design. This has 5.25 inch drive bays on it. It does. It does. There's two of them. That is so old school. Something like a 903 Max would be a great start because it comes with 3 140mm fans on the front, one in the back. It's $80. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to throw this thing together. It's going to be over budget, and you pick whichever parts you want to get first, get the rest when you can. All right? And we'll get you a decent power supply here as well. I mean, I'll tell you, the A770 is punching above its weight class at $250, $299, the price point that it usually comes to. Okay, that's a heck of a card. I think they said they have one in stock, so they might not have that. That might help you decide what you buy now and buy later. 750 watts should be totally fine for this. What is it stating on power usage? 440 watts. I might go 650 watts on this. I just don't like that idea. I want to go with something that's more upgradable in the future. But let's just see what their 750 watt power supplies are coming in at. Power spec unit, 80 plus bronze. SLI Crossfire ready. Wow. $70. Superflower, LED X3, 750 watt. But I would go for probably the CX750M. Well, no, actually no. I remember seeing that there was a Corsair power supply that didn't do too well on the list. Let me see. Oh, okay. So it's tier B. Oh, it's tier C. It's tier CXM. Tier C, low end, 750 watts, but it's gold rated. So basically, when they say low end, it means it's for a budget build, but it's a gold rated power supply in that category. That's good. So I guess that's the one to go with then. There you go. And it is semi-modular. So the power supply cables that you will absolutely use are permanently attached, but the ones that are optional are not permanently attached. You plug them into the power supply. Helps keep cable management clean. There you go. $10 more will get you power supplies that are fully modular, things like that, but you'll have those options when you get there if you want to look through that. So we went over by about $150 with everything all included, but this is a good system here. So there you go. If I can be an old man, I miss when $100 for a case was considered expensive. Bass player, I'm right there with you. However, I remember what cases were like at that time. They are much better now. And considering how much inflation has affected everything else, you know, I'll happily pay $120 for a case that would have been $70 back then. $60. But yeah, you would regularly see nice $50 cases. Nice in terms of that era, of course. Okay, PA120 SE or PS120 SE is only like $35 to $40 if they want to order it online. They didn't seem to have it. I sorted all cases by lowest price and it wasn't there. So the only thing not here is your cooler. So what you need to do is you need to click on that link and add that to your cart already, or create an account and save the build list, the parts list, okay? But yeah, you might be looking $25, $30 for a cooler, and I can just go to PC Part Picker and give you a link to one. $33.90 for the Peerless Assassin. Okay. So the Assassin XSE is $16.89. Looks pretty chunky. But the one I watched the review on was the Peerless Assassin. And that is a dual tower, dual fan cooler. This is a dual fan single tower for $22. There's the gray version of the Peerless Assassin at $32. Here's the one that's the sort of standard one, the 120 SE. The Phantom Spirit is a new one for $35. They have it with an RGB, RGB fans if you want to go that route for the same price, apparently. And it really is only like $1 or $2 more than the older version, so I would go for the newer version. I'm just gonna go ahead and link you this guy right here. And go ahead and bookmark this or whatever, and it has the link for it at Amazon right there. There you go. Yeah, the Peerless Assassin ones are very good in reviews. They also reviewed the Phantom Spirit very positively as well as the successor, because it is the newer version of it. I don't know why I include these links, because they get erased eventually. Wait, what happened? Did I do this? I put this on the wrong person. I put it on the wrong person. Okay. Let me get your build here. I mean, it's going to be erased anyway. Why do I do this? I don't know. I will continue that. There we go. I feel really bad about Kiddo to Cat because I was just like, I don't know what to do about Singapore. I guess I'll have to look into that. I already added Ben over here, right? No, I didn't. Nope. That's why it wasn't marked in green. Have I really only helped 3 people today? Tonight? Really? Man, I chatted for a long time, didn't I? I'm sorry, guys. I feel like that's not right. I feel like I missed adding somebody. But, okay. Okay. Dozilla, you here? Oh, also Defiant, aren't you on the list? Control Z indeed. Yeah, there should be more choices when it comes to cases. Like, look around on Amazon, look at cases. Don't buy anything until you've seen a review on it or something. Like, watch the review video or something. But yeah, there should be more options. Awesome. Okay. Defiant, I know you're on the list too. Right? Did I already help you out, or did you... Oh, you're down here. Okay, yes. No problem. No problem. Nate, you good? I don't want to cut. Okay, just stick around. I'll help you out afterwards. I'll help you out after this one. Especially because this one looks like it's going to be pretty easy because it's gaming at 4K, four grand or more. What's the actual budget for the system? Have a good night, Nate. Come hang out whenever you like. Ooh. Snap, crackle, pop. Yeah, Defiant, I'll take care of you after I take care of Dozilla, and that'll be the last one. Okay, 5K is the budget. Supposed to auto format that. Okay. Within 2 weeks. You want it in black? 4K gaming. I noticed something important here, and that is that you said no to wanting to upgrade your CPU over time. Jeff, okay, all right, well, sure. wrong button. There we go. Jeff Train just gifted 20 memberships to the YouTube community. Let's go, nerds. That is a membership for Keith Brewer, Craig, S550 Mustang, Adam Saber, As Loves Mantis, T Greasy, Bad Mudcrab, Second Line, Mandalorian, Topo, Benjamin Lou, Pappy Johnson, Co-Rage, Islanda, Floaty Corn, Edward Williams, Sean Bra, Rebecca Folks, Isaiah V, and Pew Pew. Welcome to the Swarm. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. What was that for? Oh, hey, Ed. How's it going? Actually, I do want to upgrade, so AMD, please. Yes. I changed your answer for you. Okay. All right. Okay, so scratch that because this is Intel. I was going to say it's, 14900K, although 14900K and 4090, but alrighty. You know what? Let's use the AMD configurator. That should be fun. We're going to have fun. Any particular case you're interested in here? Like you like the O11 Evo RGB, you like the glass, all that? You looking for that? A little bit of purple awesome right there. S550 Mustang already flexing those emotes. Sorry, after watching your streams, I changed my mind. You're entitled to do so. It's all good. And again, thank you very much, Jeff. Thank you. I do appreciate that. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Here's an interesting fact for those who are over on the Twitch side of things. And this is a little bit of inside baseball. But if I wanted to, so basically everyone talks about the sub split, right? Where most people get 50-50. If it's $5 to subscribe to your favorite streamer, that streamer gets $2.50 when you subscribe. Twitch gets $2.50. There is, I think, a 70-30 split you can get to if you get to Partner Plus, which I think requires having 350 people who subscribe themselves for 3 months straight. Right? Gifted subs don't count. Prime subs don't count. It has to be paid subs. I'm not going to get to that point, at least not for a really long time, and that's okay, because I would be really weirded out if that many people are giving me money every month, okay? YouTube, I believe, already does a 70-30 split just by default, or 80-20, something like that. They have a much more generous split. So I'm able to set the amount for it to $3.99, and it still pays me about the same amount, and it costs less to gift memberships than it does to gift Twitch subscriptions. I can't change the number, what the amount is for Twitch subscriptions. I can't do that. But it made sense to lower the amount that it is for a YouTube membership. And it still helps out just as much. Lots of glass and lights. Oh boy. Okay, well this would be the case for that, wouldn't it? Other option would be the O11 Vision, if you want to go that route. It's a little bit more tinted on the glass, from what I can tell, though. Whereas this is not really tinted on the glass, and it's going to show the lights a little better. But yeah, we will go ahead, and you're doing gaming, 4K gaming. You don't even need a 7800 X3D, but we're picking it because it's top of the line. You don't need a crazy motherboard. So I would say maybe the Tough Gaming X670E Plus. Let's go Tomahawk Wi-Fi. Let's do that. You don't even need X670E. You could totally go B650. Yeah, let's do that. It's great. So, and for a gaming PC, you do not need a lot of I/O or any of that stuff. 32 gigs, DDR5, 6000, perfect. We'll look at the cooler here in a second, but I'm going to take off the extra M.2 drive and switch you up to a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury Renegade. Should be all the storage you need, at least for a long time. And let's see. There are some AIOs here that have the little screen on them, some don't. I'm defaulting to the one that has the SL Infinity fans because I think they look better. And then you can choose to use the same fans all over the system. Now the question becomes this. Do you care about ray tracing or not? Oh, sorry. My bad. Thanks, Rogers. Appreciate it. Also, Dozilla, thank you for being responsive. I appreciate that. I see the gift all those. It really is. It really is. And that's why I gift over here most bang for your buck. And I know you get more of a split on YouTube, but I do always keep both streams open. Thank you for that, Northern Lights. I do appreciate that. Okay, you do care about ray tracing. Okay, cool. Let's see. Wow, we can hold up. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, I thought that was the overall price. I was like, they're pricing less than MSRP, or around MSRP. Wow, no, it's plus that much. But there you go. You actually have several to choose from. We have 2 to choose from with a 4090, and that's the PNY Accelerate. I would say to go with this one pretty much because you do get the lights with it. You get more RGB with this. But the Tough Gaming is also is also just a really sturdy, beefy card. I will send the build to you, and you can choose which one you want between these two. It is $40 more for the PNY Accelerate. You're defaulted to a 1300 watt power supply. That is excessive, but yeah, all right. I'll take it. That's really, that's it. That's the build. I guess we could beef up your motherboard a little bit. No reason not to go with X670E if it's just 94 bucks more. We're well under budget already. Plus you get a discount code. Oh my goodness. But the reason is we're going with a 7800X3D. That brings you top of the line gaming performance, yet it's not their most expensive CPU. That's the one with more cores, which you don't need more than 8 cores for gaming, and these are very fast. Tons of the 3DV cache on there really beautifully works with gaming, and it's just super fast. This is not a 400 watt PSU like some cheap workstation. I mean, yeah, we got you a 4090. That's a 4090 in there. 4090, 7800X3D, 4651. Damn, son. And it's lifetime warranty. I have nothing bad to say about this build. This is excellent. This is very good. Well, yeah, for just a gaming PC, you don't want the 7950X3D. You do not want it. You want the 7800X3D. Yeah. It's just wasted money to get a 7950X3D if all you're doing is gaming. Because the extra cores you get shut down when you start gaming. They park the cores, the non-X3D cores. And then it works like a 7800X3D. You don't need it. So that's the build. I gotta hand it to them. I gotta hand it to TJ. They did a wonderful job with this. The pricing is good. The options are all I would be looking for, you know. The only RAM option here is the ideal one, you know, when it comes to the specs. Like, So what you do then is you use code Thorn. That's going to take $50 off of this build. So now it's $4,600, and now you got about 400. Well, I mean, shipping is baked into the price. The warranty is baked into the price. Only thing that isn't is taxes if you do have to pay for them. So what you'll need to do then is take that $400, get yourself a nice monitor. You don't need to do that, but you're going to want to do that. I know, Defiant. I know. You, like I said, you are next, and you're the last one. I've always been a DIYer, but I'm going pre-built, so this was a big help as I've been out of the game for a while. Hey, there's a lot of people who have told me that they do the same thing, that they've been building for a while, and they're just like, I don't have time for it. I have like 50-hour, 55-hour, 60-hour work weeks now, or I've built enough PCs. I'm good. I've got my cred. I don't need to build them anymore, that kind of thing. It's like, I know that sometimes when I'm doing build streams, my back is telling me like, hey, you're supposed to cover pre-builds. What are you doing? That does happen. Okay. Look, I'm even going to mark you in purple, Defiant. There you go. That rig does deserve a damn fine monitor, Ed. You are correct. Hope your viewers understand the exceptional content you provide for free. Respect. Thank you, Dean. Hey, remember this. Anytime you guys watch the videos and ads play, things like that, or you use a coupon code, know that you're ensuring that I don't actually do this for, I do, you are supporting my endeavors. Thanks to you guys, I can do this. It's even better than me doing this just for free, is that you guys make it possible. Just want to follow the protocol. I do appreciate that. Wait, you said you don't live near a micro center, and then you listed the St. Louis Park, Minnesota one. I'm curious how this came about. Is it just that you don't want to get your stuff there? Oh. And you were just talking about how you follow the protocol. Do I need to show the thing that says the thing? YouTube Premium, yes, does pay out to content creators for views, yes. Similarly to ads, yeah. You have to join the build queue after I fill out the form. Oh, well, filling out the form puts you in that spreadsheet. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why you listed it then, but that's fine. Well, I'll point this out then. How about that? How about that? If yes, please select the city and state in the next question. If yes. I'm just saying you're on thin ice. I'm kidding. That's it. That's all I got. I'm too tired to give a proper roasting right now. So, so the Hathor. You know about the Hathor, right? You know what that system is, right? So the Hathor is two PCs. Well, basically you have a PC and then an Intel NUC compute unit in there, in one of the PCIe slots. It's very expensive, but very, very cool. So you can get a white and silver type of PC build somewhere. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's what the Hathor is. It's not for gaming. I mean, you can game on it on the main PC thing, but it's a gaming and streaming kind of thing. So you use the Intel NUC compute unit to do your streaming on, and you game on the main PC. It was really, really cool. I got to see that at TwitchCon 2022 when they first announced it. It is not code thong, but sure. You're also doing a parts list, as this states. So you're doing a parts list. So you want to kind of have that look to it. Okay, I got you. So let's go to PC Part Picker. And let's do a build. You also stated that you... Let me go and close these. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, I got you. You also said that you don't care about upgrading your CPU over time. Is that the case? Is that true? Because the thing is, I'm probably going to put you on AMD anyway. You don't need a 7800X3D if you're gaming in 1440p. So it could be Intel. I could put a 14600K in there or something. But that's what this question's about, is whether it's going to be an Intel or AMD system. Okay. And that's totally fine. There's no right or wrong answer to that question. So what's this running now? 389? Are you... okay, fine with AMD? Sure. Okay. Well, screw it. Let's start with it. Sure. Now for the motherboard. Oh boy. You got something coming to you here. That's I'm going to recommend Gigabyte, because when it comes to white builds, they've got the best motherboards for it right now. How's that for a white and silver build? Is that perfect or amazing? For $219. You don't need all that I/O, but it has tons of I/O. Great storage options, great power delivery, VRM cooling, all that. Heck yeah. Now, the video card. To that and that. White and white silver. 1440p. Do you care about ray tracing much? Is that important to you? Okay. So we will say... I guess I'll choose G-Sync there. There you go. How about a matching GPU? Not the 4060, obviously, but they do have the Aero, and that would match it really nicely. But they have a newer one, too. That's like an ICE. Let me see. Oh, that's for AMD. Never mind. 4070 Super will achieve what you want. Probably do a 4070 Ti Super, though. That should match that motherboard perfectly. And it's all Gigabyte. So if there's any RGB on this card, it's all controlled through the same software. Is it good software? Let's change the subject. Some silver RAM ought to do. 32 gigs, ZDR5 6000, CL30. Two terabytes of storage. What's the compatibility problem? It doesn't come with a cooler. I know. Now, the Hathor is in... What case is that in? Looks like it's in the... yeah, it's not actually the best white case. This is in the... O11 XL. like the old one. So a more contemporary version of it, a more modern version of that. How would this be for you? The thing is, we need to get all the fans. The 011 Air, I remember that. Ugh. We are quickly approaching the budget with the CPU and GPU that I chose. We are approaching the budget, but it's an 011. I mean, this is. So I'm a fan of the purple RGB, so as long as I can do that, I'll be happy. I can totally agree with you there. There you go. Yeah, the colors that you see there, of course, you can change them to the color of your choice. Front I/O is 2 USB 3.0 and 1 USB Type-C, and combined headphone and microphone jack. Well, Craig, they said, I know you said H6, but they said they like the Hathor aesthetics. That's in an 011 style case, so it wouldn't quite match. Now the downside here is they don't have the silver like they normally do on other 011 cases. I have to wonder if the vision is the same way. Let me see. The 011 Vision, yeah, that also has the white painted piece there as well. And the Evo XL also same. Yeah, they got rid of that. They got rid of that aluminum piece for the white builds. This is also a lot more expensive. Yeah, you're able to move the I/O. It is nice. Huh, apparently the Y70 Touch is available. I guess they have it in stock. Holy crap, I thought they were out of these. Seriously? Glad you like... Oh, Araxis might not be able to hear me. Apparently they have it in... No, without the screen. Okay, that's why. And the Y70 Touch is out of stock. Yeah, that is in keeping with what I am made to believe. Like the first one? Okay. Yeah, we're actually going to have to make some changes, though. These are some pretty expensive options. The GPU is higher end than it needs to be. You could go with a 4070 or 4070 Super, I should say. A 4070 Super. That would take several $100s off the build, and the CPU could take a step down as well. There are lower priced cases that are an option as well. This is also not the cheapest 4070 Ti Super because it's the Aero. It's a white card. Those are pretty pricey. Let me look at the different options available there. All you have to put in is Ti Super in the search bar, and that will automatically be the right one because it's the only Ti Super in the world. It's not by much. It's like $80 extra. And that one is... It's about right, actually. Okay, so... Yeah, 4070 Super is a few $100s less. It's a considerable amount of price difference. Then there's the Aero OC for that as well. Can you zoom in? Can you zoom out? That's you. That's what you sound like. There was nothing that you... Look, you were seeing all the important stuff except what the cards looked like, I guess. Fine. Oh boy, I see Kant as in continued. Let me ask you, Defiant, what is the max budget? Is it 2,000? Is that the max? Or is it 2,200, 2,100, or right at 2,000? It's, again, no wrong answers on that, just wondering. Before I start making changes to the build. Because the case that you chose comes with 0 fans. And fans can be pretty pricey to get really, really nice ones, right? So 1440p, 4070 Super all day long can play 1440p. That's not a problem. 2100. Okay. The main thing I would actually change instead of this is actually going to be the CPU, because it's less important than the GPU is when it comes to 1440p. It's not as critical. So let's put you on. You can run a 7600X, no problem. 7700X. Let's rock this for now. And you see that brings us down to 1738 because we still got to get a power supply and fans because of the case. If we can bump the CPU back up, we will totally do that. Also, we need a cooler. The good thing about it not coming with any fans is that you can pick any cooler you want and then get the matching fans. But you do want a 360. Regardless of the CPU, it fits weird if you don't put a 360 millimeter cooler in there. Yeah, it can just be odd. This LS720 in white would look nice, and it's $99. Very, very nice. The new Arctic. I will happily recommend this. Yeah, and then we just got to see if they have the new fans available on here. I believe these are they. The only downside, I don't think they have reverse flow fans. And reverse flow fans can look super cool in a case like this. What to do. Reverse flow fans are also very expensive. I think you'll be fine with this. I think it will look very good. And you could always upgrade it later or something, or swap them out or something like that. I was thinking about getting the cheapest fans from the site and then swapping in the ones I want. Would you recommend that, or is it better to wait to avoid any potential warranty issues? Conservative Knight, I would ask the SI, and was this CLX? I'd ask CLX whether that would be warranty issues or not. Different SIs have different policies when it comes to modifying your system, and I don't want to speak on their behalf on that one. Now, I'd have to put a computer together in 10 years, hoping I still have it. Yeah, you'd be good. And there's videos for that. The King 95 Pro is about the same price, and it comes with fans. Right, but remember, Org Chaos, I was given a specific aesthetic to try and stick to, and I went with that for the options. You got to admit, the King 95, thankfully, looks unique, so it strays from that aesthetic pretty strongly. I like the way you explain your choices, the way you talk your way through different options. You could go learn a lot. Oh, good night, Rogers. Man, it looks amazing. Wish they had more silver builds out there. Yeah, it'll usually get mixed in like that. Oh, you could hear. Okay, good. There's some Y70 touch cases on eBay, only $1,200. That also strays very far away from, again, the aesthetic that I was asked to try to go with here. Dave, thanks for your videos. May have helped. Man, you helped a lot. I'm going to Micro Center Saturday to get everything. Awesome. Sounds exciting. Let us know how the build turns out. Go to jump in the Discord, show it off in the DIY or in the rigs channel. Show us what it looks like when you're done. All right, let's just throw a power supply in here. Estimated wattage is 529. 850 should cover that and then some. So that's a really good one. They should have this in white, actually. I'd probably do that. There it is. There's a damn good looking power supply. What does a 1000 run, actually? There's no price on it, unfortunately. But still, 850 is above the rated power for the system. Plus, the cables that come with this are white, which is nice. Are they braided and, you know, sleeved and all that? No, they're not. But still, it is a... And the connectors are white, too, which is really, really good. Thanks. Save up about 5K. Should be a beast. Oh, yeah. At Micro Center with 5K and you're doing your own build, like, yeah. That's more than enough. So what does that put us at? 2058. Oh, hold on. You need another one of these. Hold on a second. So this is actually 2138. So here's what you need to remember here. With 1440p, you're pushing fewer frames per second than 1080p, so the CPU is not working as hard. The 7600X for just a gaming PC is a wonderful processor for that. Plus, you have upgradability when they come out with their next-gen CPUs. If you ever feel like upgrading that, you do have the option with AMD. I wouldn't upgrade like within the same generation, basically. You want to do it in the next one, or even wait for the generation after that. Love the amount of customization that comes with this hobby. Oh, it's the best. Yeah, when people say budget and O11D in the same paragraph, that's when sometimes you just got to show them the maths. Well, I mean, we picked some good I feel like these are pretty pricey for what they are. 8021 does sound like a lot for 3 Arctic fans, but they're also probably not available very widely yet. But it's also 3 RGB fans. I'm starting to think that it might be better to just go with some reverse flow. Like, hold on, 8021 for 3 fans is quite a lot. Let me look at something here. D30 reversed is 89. Of course you would go with this. Okay, this would push it up a little bit by like $9 per fan kit, but these are reverse flow fans and they're going to look a lot better. They won't necessarily match the ones on the all-in-one liquid cooler, but that's okay. Because those are kind of facing downwards. These are going to be right facing, you're going to see them. And you're going to see the nicer side of them because they're reverse flow. So to give you an example, I know you've built PCs before, so you probably already know this. PC fan, right? This is the pretty side. And there's the ugly side. Usually the air comes out of the ugly side, so if you're using it as intake, this is facing inward. Reverse flow fans, air comes out of the pretty side. They just reverse the pitch of the blades, and there you go. So, I would recommend this as a $20 upgrade because visually it's going to be crazy, way better. Well, the reason I'm showing you that is so that you don't install these backwards. It could happen. So we're going to remove those other ones. I'll show you all the screen in a second. Give me just a second to do this. So, what you can do if you want, set it up like, build it like this, and then later on order one more kit of these and swap out the fans on the AIO so they all match. But this does push up the budget to $21.58. And that's, I can put a 1 terabyte drive in there instead if you want. I prefer to boot off of a 2 terabyte drive, so everything, you don't have to worry about putting stuff on other drives. If it's just a gaming PC, it's all on one drive. But that would get you under budget, because it's gonna be like $80, saves you $50. We're about $50 over. And adding storage is one of the easiest things you can do. Also, we're in a pretty expensive case and fan situation. Looks good? All right, cool. There you go. Also, we didn't do an operating system. You know the deal. Download the Windows Media Creation tool, install it on a flash drive, install Windows, and then get a key from VIP CDK Deals. The links are in my SI Weekly descriptions, the video descriptions. And you can get yourself Windows for $20-25 for an OEM key, and it'll be awesome. Instead of spending more than that. Okay, I would say that's a stream right there. Let's see. Twitch people, don't leave me, please. Please don't leave me. I want to raid somebody. Stay with me. And for anyone who's on the YouTube side of things that is also on Twitch, come hang out on Twitch. Let's raid somebody. Whoever's streaming right now is streaming late, so we want to bring them some happiness and joy. I'm just finding somebody to raid real quick. Well, there we go. We have our answer right off the bat. Raid and raid alike. Live by the raid, thrive by the raid. That's what's going on. We were raided recently by a friend of mine, Jacob. I mean, I might be pushing it to call him, and I'm sorry, Jacob, if I'm making assumptions there. I feel like we're friends. But Mired Media rated us. Oh, sorry, this is too loud. Mired Media rated us on Tuesday. We're rating them right back, baby. That's what's happening. And I want all of y'all with me for this. Everybody who can move over to Twitch, please do so. We got a raid from them, and we're giving one right back. By the way, Jacob is basically my contact with NVIDIA. He used to work with EVGA. Super cool dude. Very, very cool dude. Very welcoming. Doesn't care if I'm not a huge content creator. Will give me his time. Will talk to me. Like, he got me into the NVIDIA thing at CES. Like, through DMs. He got me into it. With no invitation. He just got me in there. I was like, oh, so cool. And gave me his time. Just a rad dude. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to go do this raid. So thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you so much for the stream. Thank you for hanging out with me. And if you're on the list and you're still waiting, come back on Tuesday. We'll get you taken care of. If you know anybody who needs that help, bring them in. Bring them in. We need more for the swarm. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. Let me get this set up first before I say bye. I always do that. I always wish I had gotten ready. Okay, guys. There it is. It started. I will see y'all on tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for the unboxing stream. Be here at 8 p.m. Central. I'll see you then. We're unboxing a Build Redux PC. And until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!